Legal at the time?
No.
Oh,
The
okay.
campground at the Gorge, my friend described it as District 9. Like, it doesn't matter. If you're not killing someone, don't care about what's happening.
And I had seen Willie the week before down in Ridgefield, and that security guard was just kind of, he tried to stop it, then he just kind of put his hands up like, whatever.
I can't stop 90% of the people here. Willie Nelson and on the road again, taking on Snoop Dogg on a Bad Choice Friday.
Snoop Dogg? What?
Yeah.
Man.
That's word on the street.
I have not heard about these two artists.
Now, on the flip side, I've told this story before, Ted, but you know this one.
Yeah.
My daughter was in high school, and she and a group of her friends went to see Snoop Dogg at the Paramount Theater. All right? So it's open floor seating on this show.
Right.
And so all the chairs pulled out. And they're going to get there early because they're in high school. They took the day off. They're going to go down.
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg, the whole deal, right? So they get there a little bit early. I think they went downtown, got some food, whatever they did. But they were like one of the first people in line for the show.
So they're up on the rail.
So when they get in, man, they just charge it, and they get up right up front. So as the show progresses, it is the Puff Pass tour. So Snoop is basically just lighting these joints, pretty good-sized joints, like 5 or 6 inches long, because I saw a picture. And he's just taking the first drag and then reaching down and passing them out.
Yeah.
And then people are passing these joints around. Well, my daughter and her friends are in the front row, so she got one of the first joints that he passed out. So she and her friends are chiefing, but of course everyone around them, they want to get in on this. But the entire place, it got to the point where they were smoking so much weed, she said, that the joints were getting back to the back of the Paramount.
Damn.
So that's about 60 yards, maybe? Somewhere in there, 50 yards?
Yeah.
It's a long way.
Yeah, it's a long way.
So, I mean, they just, and everybody on stage is doing it too.
Of course.
It just does not end. That entire place was filled with smoke. You could get a contact eye, she said. And no one cared. The security didn't care.
No.
Nobody gave an S.
I've been in there for one of their shows where there was so much weed smoking that like we lit a joint and like sent it off and it came back. And it was like, we sent it off for a reason.
Right.
Yeah,
Up
yeah,
too high.
yeah. Snoop Dogg and Gin and Juice taking on Willie Nelson. And on the road, again, a 420-inspired Bad Choice Friday. Vote now if you follow us on X. At Minzerm Live, one of those two tunes coming up right after we drink and toast with the shot of the day. All right, today we're going to talk about things that either embarrassed you or things that you witnessed that were probably pretty embarrassing to someone else.
Sure.
Oftentimes, it's your friends themselves that will embarrass you.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't even feel embarrassed.
Right.
But in my world, I'm terrified. I'm absolutely mortified. I told you the story. Went to Chicago with a group of friends that I knew from high school. We were meeting back up. We wanted to see each other.
Yeah.
Guys I grew up with. All of us have gone our own separate ways. All of us have grown up differently, so to speak, from the time that we were younger.
Sure.
Compared to like where we grew up later on in life, where we live, the friends we have, the jobs we have.
I've heard this story just out of curiosity because you guys, it's been years. Is anybody in the group not drinking?
No.
All right.
No,
So
no,
everybody is
no.
partying.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
So here's one. We go down to Wrigleyville, and there was no Cubs playing. It was a Billy Joel weekend. All right. So he'd sold out Wrigley for how many shows he did? 1, 2, or 3. I don't know what the deal was. Either way, there was a ton of people down there partying. No, we want to go see a Cubs game. That wasn't happening. When we found out the cost of the Billy Joel tickets, that was not happening. Because it's a sold-out show, we'd have to buy them on an aftermarket price. And even then, those tickets were like $325 or something like that. Whatever it was 12 years ago. Now you hear that and go, well, that's expensive, but it sounds about right, But back then, it was just like, Jesus Christ, man. Vivid Seats is going to kill us on this deal. So we didn't end up going to the show, but we stayed down in Wrigleyville, and we drank, for the most part, all day. We would just bounce from bar to bar to bar. Now, my one buddy, Pat, he is, I've learned that he will say anything when he's drunk.
Sure.
And I thought I was bad about that.
Yeah.
I've tried to curtail myself through the years, but, maybe there was a time in my life where I was that bad, but I never thought I was as bad as Pat. So we are at the Budweiser bar, all right? And this is kind of where they have the open AstroTurf area. If you're down at Wrigley, you can play cornhole down there. They've got food trucks outside. People are down there throwing baseballs. Kids are down there playing, the whole deal. And we go to the Budweiser bar. And we sit down at the bar, and all the girls are wearing like tank top, Budweiser, Cubs,
Of course.
tank tops. You know, that kind of look, right?
Nice.
Blue and red, kind of have the Budweiser logo on it, didn't look. And this girl's got unusually large breasts. And Pat says, hey, how much for you to show me your... Oh, yes. I had just sat down. I had just got a beer. I mean, I could go on and on about this trip. But
Yeah, this isn't even the story I thought you were going to tell.
immediately, she disappears to the backside of the bar. It's like a circle bar, but or like an oval, but you can't see through the other side because it got giant TVs and all the liquor stacked up in a big cabinet. Well, she was going around to get her manager or a bouncer. I don't know who this guy was.
Probably a bouncer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, they're tapping him on the back and said, buddy, you got to get out of here now. And I'm like, yeah. And I just got a beer. And I'm like, I'm just going to finish this beer. I need to pay my tab. He's like, no. You're all out. He's like, all of you are out of here right now. Just leave the beer. Don't worry about the tab. You need to leave right now.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. And I'm just like, what in the hell are you doing? And it was like one scenario after another this weekend of him doing embarrassing crap. We were crossing across the street with a red light, and the car pulled up kind of close. But, we were walking across the street, but they pull up a little bit before the crosswalk. It wasn't like they were on it. And he bangs on their hood. Oh. And I'm just like, Jesus Christ, man, you do not touch someone's car.
No.
In a city like Chicago, this car was a souped-up Cadillac. Okay?
And he hit this guy's man.
With rims on it. All right?
Yeah.
That's like suicide by cop.
I'm like,
if you want to get shot.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, touch someone's car.
It was one thing after the other. In the airport bar, I think I was the last flight in. So those guys, and this is prior to this, those guys had gotten there on their flights a little bit earlier. We're all coming in from different destinations. But either way, I was like a half an hour later. So they all agreed, we'll go to this bar at the airport. We'll wait for Miles there. We'll all get an Uber back to the hotel.
All right.
By the time I get to the airport bar, all right, and this is the day before all that happened. This isn't even the same day as that. This is the first day I get there. I walk up to see these guys at a bar tabletop. Pat gets up, or tries to get up, to shake my hand and give me a hug. He falls backwards.
Damn.
Off of this bar stool onto a tile floor, shatters the back of the chair. All right? It's a wooden stool. He shatters the back of it, picks himself up, jumps up real quick, spills beer all over the place.
Now you're like, don't hug me.
And I'm like, all I wanted to do was just sit down and get a beer. And I'm like, we need to get out of here. We need to get you back to the hotel. We need to get you checked in. You just gotta chill out for a little bit, man. And it was just one thing after another that weekend dealing with this crap. There are more stories. I could keep talking about how much he embarrassed me throughout that day. Dinners, you name it. It was just.
Is this the same guy that peed in the bar?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, who else would it be? That is going to be the guy.
That was after we got kicked out of the Budweiser bar. All right, so all these, as the day goes on, more people are coming down to Wrigleyville to get ready for Billy Joel.
Yeah.
We were there at 1 o'clock. Billy Joel's show starts at 8 o'clock, something
7, 8,
whenever it
yeah.
gets dark, because it's the summertime. So we had been there for quite a while, but as the day progresses, the crowds get bigger.
Yeah.
And more people show up. Now we're in a bar that's basically just elbow to elbow. We've already been kicked out of the Budweiser bar, and we're standing at the bar, and all of a sudden I look down because I can feel it splashing on my ankles. Pat's peeing underneath the bar, and I'm like, "You have got to be kidding me!" So at that time I had to go to the bathroom too. I'm walking away from this. So I go to the bathroom myself. I come back at that point in time. It's basically the same guy, but in a different suit, with him talking to him face to face, 3 inches away from his face. Just I'm like, he's going to kill him.
Right.
This guy is going to kill Pat. And so I walk up and I'm like, are you 86 again? He's like, yeah, man. He's like, are you with him? And I'm like, yeah, and so is Brian, so is Jeff. And he's like, you guys need to leave now. And I'm like, I just got a beer again. This is twice. This is twice within literally a half an hour.
Yeah.
A half an hour, because he wanted to stop at one more bar before he went home. Then we're still supposed to go out to dinner. Okay.
Right.
So we end up going, we end up canceling the reservation because he is in no shape to go anywhere.
Yeah.
We end up at a Chicago beef sandwich place. So, like an Italian beef lick.
Is it Al's? Is that the famous one?
This one starts with a P.
All right.
It's,
Pals.
There's one famous one that, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just one of those people. When I go to Chicago, you got to go there and get it.
All right. But we get our food, we take our trays, we sit down. Pat needs to go to the bathroom. All right. He's gone in there for like 15 minutes. I don't really care so much because I figure either he's puking, he is doing something,
right?
Whatever the deal is, I don't know what he's doing. But I'm mowing down on this sandwich because it's wet, it's delicious. I'm starving. We haven't really eaten all day. I am not paying attention to the time and what he's doing so much. I'm eating his French fries. Is actually what I'm doing. So my buddy says you probably need to go check on Pat. Well, Pat apparently passed out sitting on the toilet, fell down, took a header.
Oh.
His entire head is bleeding. All right. He's got blood all over his hands, but he still managed to get back up on the toilet and pass out again. So I don't know if he took a header forward and then propped himself back up.
Right.
There's blood all over the floor. There is blood all over. I'm looking at his head. It wasn't cut that bad, but it's definitely doing that thing where it's got a lump, an egg, and a line going down the middle of it. And that's where the blood's coming out of.
Well, plus, if you've been drinking all day, the blood is just going to gush out.
Gushes, yeah.
Dripping in his eyes. Like we still have to go back to the hotel. So now I'm wetting paper towels. I'm trying to clean up the floor. I'm trying to clean up his head. I'm trying to clean up his face. We get back in. I get back into the dining room with him and sit down, and he's kind of swaying in his chair. Manager comes up and says, "You guys need to get to-go bags and get out of here now, because someone must have."
Did they give you a punch card for that? Because at this point,
this is 3 separate places within the matter of an afternoon.
Right.
I mean, I'm just like, I'm never doing one of these weekends again. This is the last one. I am done. But it was so like. Every situation was so embarrassing. You got to remember, it's a Billy Joel show. There are hot chicks everywhere. We're having a good time.
Right.
I want
to
keep people watching. Chicago's a very friendly city.
For sure.
As far as talking to people and everything else goes.
And those areas where you were, like by Wrigleyville, like I know when we went to Milwaukee, which is not that far from Chicago, they have the Deer District.
Yeah.
For the Bucks. But same thing, man. There's like cornhole out there. There's like 3 or 4 bars in there. But like, that was our favorite spot to hang out because Miles is right. Like, there was a wedding party. There's people coming for like
fun.
Right. And it's awesome.
People are fired up to go to the show. People are getting drunk. They're having fun. They're just not Pat drunk.
Right.
They are.
And you know what? Like,
and here's the thing.
It's a trip. He wasn't off one.
Dude, he wasn't doing shots. He was just drinking beer.
Damn.
That was the thing. He doesn't really drink alcohol, like hard alcohol. He only pounds beers.
How much beer did he drink?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, how were you that drunk in the airport just from drinking beer?
Yeah.
Or he's taking some kind of prescription drug that he didn't tell you.
No, I don't believe so because he's a director of safety for a major company.
I don't mean anything.
Yeah.
And what is he? Loss prevention and safety or some crap like that. But either way.
Sounds like he lost a lot of stuff.
Man, when I got on that plane for Chicago, I'm like, I cannot wait to get out of this town. And I've never said that leaving Chicago.
Yeah.
No, Chicago's great.
I know. When were you embarrassed for yourself or for someone else? 206-803-ROCK.
Meat and potatoes.
Head chef coming up with the states with the best foods. That's coming up to you at 4:30. Oh, want to mention this. Here's a weird one for you, right? So I don't know how long ago this has been, probably 25 or 26 years ago, right? I was working in a radio station, and they wanted to do all of the air personalities as bobbleheads.
Yeah.
Because that was the big deal. And they gave them away, believe it or not, indoor soccer, Major League Indoor Soccer. Whatever.
And, that gets people to go.
Right. They really wanted these bobbleheads. Jesus Christ. But either way, what they determined they were going to do is make every one of the staff members a member of a band. So if you got the entire set,
Okay.
like they gave away
I
one
see.
person's bobblehead per night. And then if you went there 5 nights, whatever the deal
What
was,
band were you in?
it was just we're all just
You're
playing
just
different.
a band.
Right. Like,
Okay.
the midday guy was behind a drum kit. He doesn't play drums.
Sure.
They put a guitar in my hand. I did not play a guitar.
Just because everybody else is doing Stolen Valor doesn't make it right, Miles.
I understand that. This was their idea.
What about that Fender jacket?
This was Ed,
Yeah.
this was Ed Hale's idea, not mine. But
That explains the indoor soccer.
exactly. Did he take that thing bankrupt? But okay, so I bring in this bobblehead.
Who is playing a guitar?
And I'm playing a guitar, which I do not play. Be kind of like if they put you with a ukulele. You can't play the thing either.
I got some strings down.
All right,
Got another lesson tomorrow.
Okay. So we come in here, and I'm chopped off at the knees. Like this thing has been broke. But they kind of lean me up in the corner of the window. Right?
But it wasn't broken. We just came in one day, and it was at
broken.
the ankles.
Yeah.
Correct.
I broke both angles, completely cut off.
But they set it back in the windowsill, just got it at an angle, and we're all just like, just say, hey, man, sorry I broke the bobblehead.
We
but
posted,
no one says it.
we posted a picture on the Men's Room Instagram page. It might have
And the
made-
Facebook.
And Facebook. And so today we come in, because I was thinking to myself, well, engineering's got everything back there as far as the people who run the radio station from the
Technical side of things.
I figured, look, they got super glue, right? I can go in there because Phil's here, so's Patrick. I'll just get some super glue and I'll super glue my legs back on. And then we come in here today and the bobblehead is gone.
Yeah, so
Correct.
It's gone. We have no idea what the hell happened to it. It's a mystery. It's crazy. Anyway, we're going to get to the bottom of this.
Who took it?
Yeah, that's
I mean,
all I
somebody
know.
broke. Did you think the same person who took it is the same person who broke it?
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely. Because they knew. Because, I mean,
I think if they had just taken it on day one, it would have taken us probably 2 weeks to notice that it's not there. But the fact that it was broken, you couldn't help but notice because he's at a weird angle.
Yes.
And then today, with it being top of mind, now it's just gone.
no, I took a picture, put it back up. It's gone. I'm like, it's not there anymore.
Well, that's the thing. If he hadn't been broken, like if you broke it and were freaked out and were just going to throw it away, you're right, just throw it away.
We wouldn't have noticed.
Why
Yeah.
Why leave him broken and
And then
then
like-
take
And
it?
then you know
Propped
that
up.
we saw him broken, and then you come in and then you take the whole thing.
Because I figured a little super glue, man, I got my legs back.
Yeah.
I'm like Eddie Murphy in Trading Places. Like, I can walk.
Did it make you sad?
Yes. Because I was
Did it make you feel emo?
I was going to fix it. I was going to fix my
It's
legs.
Danny.
You think so?
He's trying to bring you down to that emo feel.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Got a little sadness in you.
Yeah, I'm like a detective over here.
We're going to get to the bottom of this one way or another.
Daddy's probably like, I have nothing to
Yeah, I'm
do
sure
with that.
he does.
I know.
Do you think it's Taryn or Steve?
I don't know. I don't. They don't come in here.
They're
Who would
little
you think
people.
it would be? Of all the people-
I don't know.
Because listen,
I really don't have any
normally,
idea.
on this floor, there's nobody here except
Never.
us and a few other people.
Nobody
But
comes in this room.
Some muckety muck was here, so a bunch of people showed up to hear whatever he was talking about, right? And that's the day we discovered it's broken. So basically, our entire staff was here, which means your suspect pool has grown.
But when we left here at 6 o'clock last night, and you were here later because you were doing
I was.
Inaction duty
Yeah.
puppet thing. So by the time you left, that thing was still here.
It was still here. No one
So
had walked
from
in
the
and out of the
time-
studio. Even the cleaning crew
What time
had come
you
up.
and you guys got out of here late.
I don't know, 8-ish, maybe,
All right.
something
So
like that.
from that time,
And the cleaning crew had already been through.
Yeah, they come
They
around
had-
and do the thing. They basically start at set. When this show is done, those guys pop out of the elevator. They do their thing. They clean the floor, and then they're out. So they cleaned around
it
while
could
we
very
were
well
doing
have
the
been
puppet
them
thing.
then.
I don't think so, man.
All right.
I don't
know.
think so.
We're going to get to the bottom of this. Okay. All right, let's get it going on here with the game known as Big Dummy. It is an easy game to play. We spin the category wheel. You're either playing for Team Sober or Team Not Sober. Our biggest dummy this year has been Nick. It took him 10 questions to get one right. And as we do when we play Big Dummy, we like to do a little men's room poll. And the last time we played Big Dummy, we got news of a new pill that shows incredible promise on extending the life of your dog.
That is correct.
Now, they're saying at minimal, this pill would increase your dog's life by minimally a year.
Which is crazy.
And it could be a lot more than that. So, and it's pretty close to FDA approval. So they did the test. They've actually given 5 times the dosage to dogs.
It's like the dog does not OD. There's no weird side effects.
Yeah, exactly. So they believe it to be fairly safe. So we're asking you if you could make one thing last one more year, would it be your car? And as you know, right now, cars are very expensive. Gas is very expensive. If you could just maybe drive that thing one more year, hopefully without a car payment, you'd be doing pretty well.
That is what I would do right now based on circumstance.
Yeah.
Sorry, dog.
If you could get one more year out of your car, you would, because your car's just sitting in your driveway right now dead.
We might get one more year. I just don't want to have to pay for it.
Correct. Next, you would keep your ex alive for one more year. A human being. You would say, you know what? The human being can live for one more year.
Yeah, but why?
Because they're a human being, and if you could save someone's life for a year, wouldn't you?
It's not about look. If the ex is dying of cancer, maybe I get the moment. But assuming they're just living their life like I am, like hey, you got a life expectancy. I'm not giving you another year. Hell no.
Okay. Next up, your job. You could keep your job one more year. And with the way the job cuts are going on around the country,
yeah, no kidding.
Just about any industry you can imagine, job's a very valuable thing to have, and they're not easy to come by. So you could have your job for one more year. And finally, your pet. So your pet could also, obviously based on the pill, last a minimum of one more year. And if you happen to follow us on X and Men's Room Live, here's how the voting went down. Coming in last place with only 10% of the vote, you said you would let your ex live for one more year.
See, man, they're right where I am.
That was the last one.
Yeah.
A human being.
Are you giving it to the ex?
Sure.
How do you know it's
really
going to be a good year?
Well, just because.
Is there anything wrong with them? You're just giving them. They might live to be 93, being firm.
Well, you're right, but
they're in pain, broken hips, and you're like, you know what? One more year. Yeah. You don't know.
That's a good point.
That's all I'm saying.
All right. Okay. Fair enough. Job came in second place at 15%, tied with car at 15%. Number one overall. You said if you could last one thing for one more year longer, it would be your pet at 57%. And that's the good news, is because that's what this pill can actually do.
Right.
So good news. Hopefully,
we should let them know. People care.
Keep your pet around for a little bit longer. All right. This week on the poll, we're going to talk a little bit about Taylor Momsen of the Pretty Reckless. She is awaiting the arrival of superpowers, she said, after suffering a venomous spider bite while on tour with AC/DC. The Pretty Reckless frontwoman took to Instagram to document her night in a Mexico City hospital after a massive spider decided to take a chunk out of me, she said, and its venom did a number on my system, triggering a rash-like response up her leg. Have you seen the picture of what that spider did to her leg?
I did, yes.
It is nasty, and that spreading is not stopping.
Oh, cool. That's what you always love.
They say the former Gossip Girl star shared photos and video from a gurney, thanked the doctors who treated her, joking, "When do my superpowers kick in?" Now, if this sounds familiar, it's because this is the second time that wildlife has gone after her on AC/DC's Power Up tour. Her band is the opening act. In May of 2024, a bat latched onto her leg mid-song during a concert in Seville, Spain.
Did you see the picture of that?
I did not.
It's exactly what you picture. She's standing on stage, kind of rocking out.
9 KISW and KISW HD1 Seattle. Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Pinky's Plumbing Studio, you're in the men's room. Text the guys at 206-803-ROCK.
Our question, when were you embarrassed for yourself or someone else? We go to Walmart. So the story goes, some people wouldn't be caught dead in a Walmart. Others shop at Walmart for convenience of the prices, but they don't want people to know they shop there. I'm not sure why that is. No shame.
Just had a bad reputation at first. Now I don't think anyone cares.
Yeah. I don't see the shame of the Walmart game. But obviously Walmart says they are now refreshing the look of their own great value products. So the branding is more bright, colorful, and modern looking and less generic. In an interview, a Walmart executive named David Hartman said their research showed that shoppers liked the quality and price of the products, but, quote, didn't particularly feel very proud to display them in their home or with their families. Apparently, they think it's because of the boring labels and not because people don't like to broadcast the fact that they go to Walmart. Now, the new branding will be coming to more than 10,000 items, even food like milk, frozen chicken nuggets, starting next month. The Great Value brand was launched in 1993, and the look hasn't changed very much in over a decade.
But nobody has a problem saying they go to Costco. In fact, people actually, when we were in Canada about a month ago, we're there for a volleyball tournament, all right? And so we're friends with most of the parents of the kids on the teams. But one of my son's best friends, they're going to get there maybe 2 hours after we get there. So it's the nature of traffic, whatever. No big deal. We check into the hotel, and where we are, directly across the street, is Costco. So now my son is losing his mind, but neither me nor his mother have a membership to Costco anymore.
Yeah.
Right? We just let it go. No big deal. Whatever. So, but he's freaking out. But he knows that his friend's mom has a Costco card. So he is now texting with his friend, actually calls her directly, just saying, hey, when you get here, can me and your son, can we go with you to Costco so they can buy all the crap that teenage boys want to eat, right? No big deal. But my son is losing his freaking mind the whole time because she said, yeah, we can do that. So now he's super excited. He couldn't wait. So at some point, he and my wife walked to the 7-Eleven. When they got back, I said, how was that? And he said, it was kind of weird. I said, because it's 7-Eleven. It doesn't matter what country you're in.
Yeah.
You went to 7-Eleven. But he's waiting and waiting and waiting. Now he's waiting in the lobby. So our friends get there, and before she even checks into the room, she's like, guys, let's just go to Costco. So it's just her son, and my son. No big deal. I'm like, thank you for doing that. They're gone for like 30 minutes, smoking a cigarette outside, and I see my son and his friend. They walk across the street. I'm like, hey, dude, where's your mom? He's like, oh, we just grabbed the items that we wanted. And she's like, just go back to the hotel. She's probably getting on her nerves. I'll pay for it, and I'll just bring the stuff over. I said, fine. I'll tell you what. You guys go do what you're going to do. I'll wait down here for your mom and help her bring the bags in, since you two gentlemen, that didn't cross your mind. So I'm there for, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes. She walks across the street. The only thing she's got in her hand is a bag of grapes. And I said, do you have like groceries or anything? The boy said, man, they loaded you up with pizza, some kind of chips, I don't remember, blah, blah, blah. She's like, yeah, they did that. And when I got to the register, we did not know this. So I don't remember which way it works. So in the States, Costco is aligned, was it Visa or MasterCard? Either way.
I have one. I think it's a Visa.
Is it Visa? Okay. Well, when you get to Canada, they're aligned with the other one. Even though the cards are
MasterCard or something.
It is Visa, yeah. I have a Costco Visa card.
In Canada, Costco is aligned with MasterCard. And even though she has a Costco card and it's Visa, they will not take it. And she's like, I'm in line and I have all of this crap. There are people behind me, right? Frozen pizzas, the chips and all this. It's like, I'm there for like 5 or 10 minutes. They tried to run it a couple of different times. It doesn't run. She's like, so then the cashier says, well, how much cash do you have on you? We can do cash. She's like most people, I don't carry a lot of cash. She goes, I have $10. So they had to go through all these people waiting and get rid of all the stuff she couldn't afford. And she managed to walk out with a bag of grapes. So she's kind of, and I said, dude, that is so humiliating. She goes, that's not my worst Costco experience ever. Now, I don't want to say where she works, but she works for a multi-billion-dollar company, and she's kind of higher up. So she has kind of a corporate Costco card. So, and she does a lot of things with, like if you're setting up for a convention and all this kind of thing. So she's buying that kind of crap all the time to satisfy clients. So she goes, now I'm in Vegas. I got the Costco card, and I have to buy 120 cases of Dom Perignon. In fact, they had to call.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Right. They're in Vegas.
They even have that many?
She had to call in advance. Her company called in advance to make sure they would have it in stock. All right. And they did. So when she gets there, they're kind of expecting her, but they're not really there to help her. It's all on this big pallet kind of thing. And she's like, cool. So she goes, I'm walking through Costco. And everyone there is looking at me because it's 120 cases of Dom Perignon. And this is for the big ass convention that they do every year down there. But she's like, everyone's kind of like, all right. And she's like, I'm dressed to the nines. I look like a high roller, man. I get to the cash register. It's my corporate card. And again, this company makes more money than God. So she's like, you don't sweat this, and I've done it a million times. I hand it to him, and of course, the guy very loudly, because of the product she had. And again, there's people in line behind her. Just does your card's been declined.
Oh, my.
Right. And she's like, well, and she's like, keep in mind, man, the only thing I have is champagne. It's not even a bag of chips. It's just champagne. So now I got to get out of line. They make me do it myself. So she's like, when there's pallets of champagne, it's not light. But she drags it off to the side. Now everyone's giving her that knowing look like, So she has to call her corporate office up here, explain the situation, what had happened. They were entertaining some quote-unquote important client up here, and they had done the Costco thing for him to get whatever. But because of that, the credit card company is saying it had to be fraud because you can't be in Seattle and in Vegas within 10 minutes of each other. So that, and she goes, keep in mind, I'm standing, I have to get the champagne. Like, I have to get it for this event. Like, that was something I had to do. But everyone who's getting in line is just giving her this look because clearly she's off to the weird side. There's only one reason you stand off to the side with your shopping cart, and it's because something went wrong with your card.
Yeah.
Right? And she's like, so I'm telegraphing this, but again, everyone's just looking at the one thing I'm trying to buy, and it's just champagne, which makes it worse. They finally got it figured out, and she managed to get the champagne and walk out of there. But she's like, that was like 30 minutes of complete humiliation.
I bet.
It's like, it was horrible. Now, I just laughed at her the whole time she's telling me. I'm like, I'm so glad I'm not you. She's like, yeah, so this Costco in Canada, she's like, small beans compared to that time in Vegas. She's like, it's horrible.
Well, that's the thing. It's like stuff like that. Like,
God, that's the worst.
I was at a wedding, right? And same thing. It's like Bernie's getting married. So his father-in-law that is now passed, right? He's this famous dude in the area, right? Open Jerry Seafood. So we're sitting there and we're having drinks after the wedding. And I said, I'll take care of it. Same thing. Card gets declined. Jerry kind of laughs, whatever. But to this day, I don't know what happened. I got up and used it the next day. It was fine.
My card declined at a bar. I'd already ordered a beer and a shot. And that's all I got was a beer and a shot. That is all I got because I was on my way to somewhere else. Pull out my card, man, put it down. I'm not giving it a thought. He's like, hey, bro, this card was declined. I'm like, can you try it again? He's like, before you ask, I've already done it 2 more times. Because inevitably, but I have no cash. I don't have another credit card. And, like, both of my glasses are empty sitting on the bar. It's kind of a nice play. Dude, I'm like, I don't know what to do. So with the guy, he forgave it. He just said, look, man. He goes, I actually believe you, which I appreciate, brother. Thank you so much. And he goes, we're just going to say this one's on the house. And about 2 days later, I ran by and threw $30 at him. But I felt real stupid because other people at the bar are just like, pfft. Look at this guy.
Or if you don't, I want to say if you miss like a payment by like a day, they'll shut them down.
I don't know what it was.
There's different reasons, and it's not just because you have insufficient funds, but it is so embarrassing.
Worst I've seen is I was in junior high school, and I knew a guy named Matt. We weren't exactly great friends or close friends because we lived in 2 separate areas. Our junior high school pulled from 2 very different areas.
Yeah,
they're just far apart. So, if you didn't live in that neighborhood or whatever, rarely did you hang out with those kids.
Sure.
He was one of those kids. His dad was a coal miner, and Consol Coal had shut down a coal mine probably 4 or 5 years before this. His dad had been unemployed for a long time.
Yeah.
His dad was also suffering from a lot of different medical issues.
A coal miner.
Yeah, and didn't have, probably the best insurance or any insurance, whatever the deal was. So, I mean, I didn't know how bad off it was for Matt, but anyway, so the way it goes is you get in line at the cafeteria, right? You walk through. There was 1 or 2 options, but then at the end, they had like an open refrigerator where you could get in there, you could get a can of juice, you could get these like chocolate milk things, but they were extra. All right. Your food, you did get a little carton of milk.
Right.
But anything else you wanted on top of that, you had to pay for at the cash register where the lunch lady was at the end. Like you could go to the salad bar and do all these different things. You just had to pay a little bit more, like 50 cents, whatever the deal is. So Matt's in front of me, and I remember it's pizza day, man. And I go through. I've got a lunch card, which basically is like kind of like a credit card for lunch. And the lunch lady swipes it. I walk through. And Matt gets up to the next, he's behind me, and I'm just like, getting my utensils and stuff like that. And she's like, yeah, you've owed us for a month, Matt. Your family, they have to pay.
Oh, God.
I can't give you, they've cut you off. I can't get you lunch anymore. And I just saw the look on his face. And I mean, it was just awful. It was awful. So, of course, I take my card, and I'm like, hey, I will pay for this. I got this on my card. She rings my card and she's like, actually, that was your last transaction for the month as well. You have to re-up on your card. You don't have enough to cover this. And I mean, just the look on his face. And I felt so bad for him.
Yeah, you can't not.
Because he was so embarrassed and everything. And I was just like, man, there's nothing I'm trying. So then I went and got my other buddy. And then he came up. He had plenty of credit left. So he paid for Matt's lunch that day. But he just kind of went over on a table, sat by himself, was eating his food.
You're going to feel bad.
We just went over and ate with him and hung out. But we're still just like, that was awful. Like, that was just awful. Like,
yeah.
It's horrible, man. Especially for a kid, because they have no control over the situation.
They don't. Yeah.
I know when I'm broke. You know what I'm saying? Hey, don't you? You'll be told, hey, okay, don't use this card until tomorrow, right? We're aware of that. Kid
he had
has
no idea. He didn't even know he was 30 days diligent.
Of course.
Like he didn't know
Delinquent,
that, or delinquent or in arrears. Yeah, he had no idea. And I mean, the look on his face, I could just see it. It looked like he was going to cry.
Yeah.
There's also Pizza Day, which is
and it's Pizza Day.
Which is the highlight of the week.
It
for
really
kids.
is. It is,
dude. I mean, it happened to me with like a tuition payment. There was a lady that worked in like the financial office who was not very friendly at my high school. And she was like giving me the business, and I'm like, "Lady, I'm 15. Like, I don't
what do you
know.
want me to do?"
Yeah, like, all right, I'll tell my parents when I get home. But same thing. It's completely embarrassing. You're right. Like, I don't know. They send me to the school. I don't pay for it.
So our question: when were you embarrassed for yourself or for someone else? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Matt. Welcome to the men's room.
Liquor and whores.
Liquor and whores.
First time caller, long time listener.
Oh, welcome to the show.
Appreciate you, man.
Love your guys' program. Wanted to tell you about the time I got sick when I was in a performing arts keyboard class when I was in elementary school. It's like 5th or 6th grade. I'm the type that I hate being embarrassed. I hate being in front of a group of people and being up on stage, in front of 1,000 people with all my classmates. I got food poisoning.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And so we have all the keyboards, all the kids are out there behind their keyboards, and it's probably not 5 minutes into the performance, and it just decides to go up.
Did you puke or poop yourself?
No, I puked. I caught part of it in my mouth, and then it went again, and that went all over the keyboard.
Oh, no.
And then I went again, and it just made this huge mess.
Yeah, I mean,
I had to go home early.
Yeah, as a kid, that's pretty mortifying, man.
Wow.
When I was in band, it was my senior year in high school, man, and I'm playing the sousaphone. I did not want to play the sousaphone, but it was the band teacher found me. Like, I'd never met this guy. I don't know how word gets around, but it's like 3rd day of my senior year, band teacher, Mr. Kirby, he walks up, he's like, "Hey, I hear you play bass." I said, "I do." He said, "Would you want to play the sousaphone?" I'm like, "Absolutely not." Because, again, you're talking about humiliation. I'm like, that's the least cool instrument. I don't mind it now, but as a kid, like, absolutely not. I don't want to play. So he did hit me with this. He goes, "Do you know how to read music?" I said, I don't know how to read music. He goes, "Oh, you play bass, but you can't read music. So you're basically illiterate. You can make noise, but you can't read stuff." And that really, really bugged me. And he's right. Because he's just like, yeah, it's illiterate. Anyone can make noise. Can you read, bitch? That's basically what he's saying. So I'm like, So I take sousaphone, end up liking the instrument because it's just the bass of the orchestra, right? So like any high school band, we're not great. And we're not going to be. Everyone tried, but it's just not there. But we had one performance, all right? And we were playing in front of our high school at this point because it's a big football pep rally and all this kind of thing. And the last song we played was this tune from Duke Ellington. And I can't remember the song, but for whatever reason, we nailed this freaking song, right? Every time we practiced it, I mean, just everybody was freaking on. So the teacher was smart enough to say, let me make this the last thing people hear. And so we played this Duke Ellington song, and I mean, we are crushing it, all right? But it ends with kind of a pause and then the final note. But the most important thing you can do when there's a director is watch them. But I'm not thinking that now because we were just note for note. And I remember I'm kind of rocking, bro. So it ends with kind of like dent, dent, dent. All right, so it's dent, dent. Now, I did not realize the conductor had his hands up because he
wants a pause.
So he's holding it for everybody. And I start blowing into the sousaphone. What made it worse is instead of just carrying the note, I tried to stop. So you hear dun, dun, but everyone in the band looked at me angry. Everyone in the high school just started laughing. It was such an obvious F up. And I cannot explain how embarrassing it was because my teacher's just mean mugging me like, bro, we had this thing. All you had to do was watch me, which I didn't. But the thing with those pep rallies, you're just sitting there through the rest of this pep rally. And they're talking about the football team and all this stuff. But like everyone in the stands is just looking at me with these smiles. And I'm like, everyone heard this.
Dude, they had a band recital in junior high as well. And the band does their thing. The orchestra does their thing. And very rarely did this happen. But there were a couple people who would do solos.
Yeah.
So one person would sing and play the piano. But it was kind of an open thing. So you'd see different stuff all the time. Lionel Richie at the time had the #1 song in the country called Hello.
Oh, yeah. That's a jam, dude.
And a girl who I know, and I'm not going to say her name because we follow each other on Instagram still to this day.
Terry.
She
Lisa.
goes up there, and ladies and gentlemen, here's, and she's going to sing hello. And I mean, she stands up there, and I'm like, I never knew she could sing. I had no idea.
Yeah.
You know, like, this is cool. I had no idea. And she goes, hello. Oh. Is it me you're looking for? I can see it in your eyes. I'm just like, and it's the whole school. I can see it in your smile. You're all I've ever wanted. And everybody's just like looking around.
Like, oh my God.
This is going to keep going. Like, this is
not a joke.
This is horrible. Like, I was like, I felt so bad. But I don't think she was fazed by it. That's the good news.
Do you think she noticed that?
I don't know. I don't know. It was horrible. I mean, when were you embarrassed for yourself or someone else? 206-803-ROCK.
She's got shorts on. I want to believe like fishnets under it or something. And there is a bat latched to her thigh as she's singing. Yeah.
That put her in the hospital for rabies shots and earned her the nickname Batgirl. It would be an AC/DC tour if I didn't get bit, Momsen wrote, adding that she might now be dubbed a Spider Woman.
Is that a real nickname?
What?
Dbatgirl?
Yeah,
There's a Batgirl.
No. I'm saying, can we call her that? What's up, Batgirl?
Batgirl.
I think she'd be cool with that if we saw her.
Despite labeling poisonous spiders no bueno, Momsen said the show must go on, and she did her show Wednesday night in Mexico City anyway. So obviously that had to hurt, but she kept going. Okay, next story on the list. And we brought you this one too. Woman walking in Hamburg, Germany, suffered something that folks in Germany almost never do: a wolf bite. The animal attacked the victim near an IKEA.
Everything about this just sounds wrong.
About 2.5 miles from the city center.
Was he moving?
I don't know. Marking what, probably just there for the meatballs.
Making a new den, yeah.
What federal conservation officials describe as the first documented wolf attack on a person in Germany since the animals were returned in the 1990s. Local media reports that the woman was bitten in the face.
Damn.
After the confused wolf kept hitting a glass wall. So the woman goes over there, tries to help guide it out of the mess it was in. I don't know if she did not realize that this was a wolf, maybe thought it was a dog. I don't know what the hell.
Have you seen a wolf? Look, I understand if it's a small
all these things
wolf,
look different in different countries, though. Maybe it's a coyote-sized wolf.
I'm just saying, either you would think that is the biggest goddamn dog I've ever seen in my life, or something clicks and you go, that is a wolf.
Yeah.
Because there's some dogs that look like a wolf, and then you see a picture next to a wolf, and you're
It's like, that is not a wolf. Yeah.
Well, the big bad wolf, right? That thing. Wasn't that a German-based?
I think they all were, weren't they?
I believe so. What was it?
Well,
What
the
was
writer was German.
What was that chick's name? Little Red Riding Hood? Or they're different?
Did she have an actual name? That was Little Red Riding Hood, but she had to have a real name. There's no way you named your child Little Red Riding Hood.
So wolves are there.
Yeah.
Officers later tracked the wolf to a lake where it went in the water and was captured with a snare. Authorities believe the wolf was a juvenile, so maybe it wasn't that big.
All right.
Had left its pack, had been roaming the city for days. They did have a lot of sightings reported across Hamburg. Experts say it was likely disoriented by the urban setting. Either that or trying to put together IKEA furniture.
Or trying to get out of IKEA.
And trying to escape. You can't
Follow the arrows.
You can't escape
You
IKEA.
got to follow the arrows.
No. There's no easy way out.
I don't know, man.
You have to walk through every single section.
I was stuck in there.
There's no side door. There's no shortcut.
No, that's why you follow the arrows, and they take you through the entire.
But they wind you through the entire store.
Yeah.
You can't just walk in, walk out.
Yeah.
It's not how it works at IKEA. Mm-hmm. That's probably why the wolf was pissed.
Just getting silverware.
I just want to get one rubber spatula, mother.
Government officials say trying to navigate the city would prove very stressful for a wolf. The animal has since been taken to a wildlife.
I'm glad experts can tell us that. Did
woman,
you know that when a wolf walks the streets of a German city, they might be disoriented? Yes, I did know that.
And stressed out.
Yeah.
A woman received several stitches to her face at a local hospital and was released. Speaking of wolves, another update. The parents of that kid who suffered an injury at the Pennsylvania theme park zoo, who squeezed through the fence near the wolf enclosure and got bit in the hand.
Yeah.
His parents have both been charged. Police said evidence showed that the parents walked away about 25 to 30 feet from the child to a seating area and benches and then just got on their cell phones when the incident happened.
Jesus.
So the child went through the small opening and the barrier and the fence, entered the restricted area near the wolf exhibit. Then the child reached through the fence, and that's when the wolf decided to clamp down on the kid's hand and arm.
That's when the wolf will decide to do that.
And bystanders went in there and tried to release the wolf from the kid's hand.
How old was the kid?
Like 2.5, 1.5, something
Yeah,
like that.
they say toddler. I don't know. What is that?
When you call it a toddler, don't be 30 feet away and on your phone at a zoo. Just a side note, it always amazes me. I got to get a license to fish.
Yep.
Anyone can have a child.
Yeah, but they filed criminal charges against the parents who live in. I don't even. You go. You give that name.
Where is it?
You give that town in Pennsylvania a whirl.
Do not dump me.
L-I-T.
It is Lititz, Pennsylvania. Lititz. I mean,
Lidditz?
Yeah.
Lidditz?
Lidditz?
Yeah.
I don't know. Either way,
Let's
that's
go
where it's from.
Lidditz.
Let's go
I guess
Lidditz.
there's another way to say that.
Either way, there's your wolf stories right there. So apparently they bite. And finally, this is not good, but hikers in a popular park in Southern California in Ventura County are being warned to be on alert after a local woman died following a rattlesnake bite. A 46-year-old woman was hiking in the Wildwood Regional Park in Thousand Oaks. Around midday, she was bitten, airlifted to a nearby hospital. She was in there for 5 days. She did not make it due to the venom toxicity. But
Isn't this the case? They didn't know that she'd been bitten, so they kept hiking or something like that.
I believe she knew she had been bit, but this was the time where you're supposedly being able to hike there and it's safe. But because of the warm weather, the rattlesnakes have been coming out of hibernation a little bit earlier.
Sure.
So they don't. They say like typically, you could wait until I don't know, late May.
Typically
to not pay attention, I guess. They
Again,
said
the snakes don't know that.
the area has seen an unusual spike in rattlesnake activity. 4 reported bites since March 14th, compared to 9 in all of last year.
Where is this at?
Because of the warm forecast, Ventura County, California. Batista's bite was the first of 2 in the area in a week.
The Northgate area of Seattle.
A teenage cyclist who fell off her bike was bitten March 20th. She survived after receiving the anti-venom.
I'm moving.
A 25-year-old man in Orange County died earlier this month after a February bite. The CDC reports that out of 8,000 bites and people who are bitten by venomous snakes annually, around 5 die. So you can be bit by a snake, but the chances
Of
you
dying are real low.
they're pretty low considering. 5 out of 8,000.
I mean, it depends what bites you, but with the rattlesnake, just get medical attention.
There's also the sense of urgency involved as far as how quickly you can get the anti-venom. So our men's room poll today, you're going to be bit by one. Are you taking the venomous spider? Are you taking a bat? Are you taking a wolf? Or are you taking the snake? Vote now if you follow us on X at Men's Room Live. Off one end of the stairs, swim through that thing, come out the other end, get a couple laps in, man, then just throw our clothes back on and walk home.
Yeah, I actually don't have a problem with that.
No,
Like,
me
all
neither.
right.
I mean,
In theory, you shouldn't.
Well,
But like, you're
I
not
mean,
doing
yeah,
anything. You weren't peeing in
No,
it. I mean, just
we turned out the lights. We knew
well, there's
how.
nothing. The water, right? he's baptizing. I don't understand why we can't just put adults like in a hairdresser chair and just pour it over their forehead like we do babies.
Right. Something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like hairdressers, no offense to hairdressers, but they've been doing this for 50, 60 years, washing your hair, your head goes back. Nobody's drowning out there.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And it's like I was saying to Mike last week, like John the Baptist did it in a river because that's all he had.
Wow.
You were right. He didn't have a
Right?
pool,
It's
man.
I'm just like, we don't dunk babies full under. Like, I don't know why we have to dunk adults fully under. Like, just pour it over their head.
I'll tell you
why
what,
not?
You know, like other than sex, okay? You know, sex is pretty good. But there's a few things that feel real good in life. And you guys get screwed on it all, man. Because I'm telling you what, when some chick is just massaging down on your scalp, washing your hair when you're getting your hair cut, man, it is orgasmic.
Yeah, I miss those days,
It's
Miles.
one of the greatest things about getting a haircut.
Hey, a friend of mine
is some
told me
chick just massaging
about a
your
head
scalp.
spa. A head spa.
A head spa.
A head spa. All
You,
right?
you could go get your head massaged.
That was her whole point because I said, dude, a head massage when you're bald is unfreaking believable. And she goes, oh, and, like I should know this. She's like, oh, you ever been to the so-and-so head spa? I'm like, what the hell's a head spa?
But
man?
they shut that down.
I know.
They did in Bothell.
And she explained it. I'm like, I'll be damned. And so she literally goes there. She's
Oh,
like,
I feel bad for you guys now.
But she goes, I don't get my hair washed there. I don't get my hair cut there. She's like, I go there, and she has a full head of hair, right? And she's like, no, they don't do anything to my hair. They just give you a scalp massage. That's it. She's like 30 minutes, and I'm like, ooh, tell me more. Yeah.
How does water figure into the story? 206-803-ROCK.
outside.
Go out to like a more I don't know general
Discreet
area,
location
a
there.
trash can. But yeah, that was embarrassing, and it was night number one. And now also I have to say, do you have any extra towels? And she's probably wondering, well, where's the towels?
She knows. If she
But,
is changing the SE sheets,
Also, it's hotter than God. The hotel room that I was in, it was on the ground floor. There was not a slider on this particular room, so there was no balcony to walk outside. You could not open the window. So you couldn't air it out. It was just an air conditioner in the wall. And I mean, it was a
it just
window.
smelled like
There was
ass.
a window there. Look out over the courtyard. But I mean, I couldn't air the damn place out. I got the exhaust fan on. You know, it's just like Jesus Christ.
I mean, that's one. You got to crank up the air and open the door.
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, just leave the door open.
But I wouldn't be as embarrassed because things happen in hotels.
Yeah, but it's poop, man.
You're right. I'm
Like,
just saying.
blood,
there's-
I wouldn't be embarrassed. And look, we've had the clogged toilet issue in several different hotels. But it is
The
and it's always gonna-
shenanigans continue. This is the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Our question: when were you embarrassed for yourself or for someone else? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Beezus. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bitch, hola.
Hola.
So I work in Big Dirt. I'm a heavy equipment operator. And if anything knows anything about construction, you know, that it's pretty big ego. You know, you got a pretty big ego. And I'm getting pretty good on a 6-wheel off-road haul truck. And I'm hauling loads all morning. It's about 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning, so the sun's still pretty low in the sky.
All right.
Hello?
And his phone just died.
Oh, no. Okay.
Yeah,
Well, call
Beezus.
back if you get a chance.
Yeah, that was a little slow fade.
Yeah, exactly.
And
And he's gone. Here we go. The headline: I was deeply ashamed of my 8th grade photo. Then it went viral and millions of people saw it. When I posted my 8th grade photo on TikTok and Instagram a few weeks ago, I expected to get some laughs out of my family and friends, maybe even a couple of strangers. I did not expect the photo to be shared hundreds of thousands of times or to be seen by over 20 million people.
Damn.
The photo features me in 1989, smiling hopefully at the camera. with a curtain of long brown hair covering about a third of my face. I practiced a look for weeks in my bedroom mirror with the goal of using my hair to cover my lazy eye in my annual school photo. I felt like my lazy eye, known medically as amblyopia,
Sure.
completely defined who I was. I thought if I could just hide it once, maybe people would see me and think of me as something more than just my eye. Now, when the prints came back a few weeks later, I was devastated. Not only had I failed to cover the eye with my hair, I had covered just enough of it to make it obvious that I was trying to hide it. A portion of the iris peeked out defiantly from behind the drape of hair.
It is a pretty bad picture.
Like it was photobombing my own photo. The boys who bullied me daily in homeroom class saw the photo and flailed about as their desks in fits of laughter. So I showed my mom. She told me I looked beautiful and immediately slid the picture into an 8x10 frame and placed it on the mantle in the dining room.
It's just what you wanted your mom to do.
Now, a few days later, I hid it in a drawer and rearranged the photos that had surrounded it. She noticed immediately and asked me why I'd taken it down. I told her I never wanted to see it again. Well, last month, I decided to start posting comedy videos to TikTok and Instagram. I had pursued a career in comedy writing and acting a decade ago and fell into a deep depression when I got knocked down by a series of rejections. So when I recently mustered the courage to start posting jokes and sketches to my social media, I remembered the photo had been a hit with a small theater audience almost 12 years ago. So I posted it on TikTok with a straightforward caption, 8th grade school photo in 1989 when I tried to hide my lazy eye with my hair, and it didn't work. I paired the photo with the song Forever Young, a song frequently played at my junior high school dances at the time. The reel seemed to quickly get a lot of engagement, but since I was new to posting publicly, I wasn't sure how to gauge how much attention was normal. Now, when it passed 1 million views on TikTok, I started to accept that something big was happening. The photo wasn't just being liked, it was being shared over and over and over again. People were tagging friends with crying, laughing emojis. I felt powerful for the first time in a long time. Comedy was where I first found my power. The ability to make someone laugh is to disarm and surprise them, to make them let go of whatever they're holding on to, and bring them into the moment. Comedy for me is also about finding those universal hilarious moments people don't often talk about and drag those into the spotlight. So I shared the post on my Instagram profile, and the response was even more incredible. Not long after I shared it, the dashboard revealed the post had been viewed over 25 million times.
Damn.
By more than 16 million people. Thousands of comments poured in. One woman said she saw the post on a bus ride home and laughed for 10 minutes straight. I felt like people were laughing with me, not at me. In a single frame, I had inadvertently captured the all too familiar experience of a teenager trying to hide who she truly was, and then, of course, failing miserably. Yes, of course, there were some comments from trolls who responded just like the boys in my homeroom class. There were dozens of comments from men comparing me to Steve Buscemi's Crazy Eyes character in the Adam Sandler movie Mr. Deeds. Others delighted themselves by asking if I'd gotten kicked by a mule to straighten my eyes out. Having a lazy eye left me isolated, anxious, depressed, and desperate for connection. In high school, it was more than just looking different than from the others. I couldn't make eye contact with anyone. Like many people with that, my eyes did not work together. I could focus one eye, usually the left one, on the person I was speaking to, while the other eye drifted all the way to the right.
Oh, yeah.
Even when I was making eye contact with people, it was only with one eye, so they couldn't tell. I lived in constant dread. Whenever I attempted eye contact, the person I was speaking to would usually look over their left shoulder to see where my lazy eye was looking. They ignored the eye that was looking at me and focused on entirely the one that was not. By the way, it's estimated that 4% of the U.S. population has a lazy eye.
Sure.
With the country's population of roughly 247 million, that would mean about 5 million people live with a lazy eye.
Oh, yeah.
So our question, when were you embarrassed for yourself or someone else? 206-803-ROCK.
Welcome back, Beezus.
Sorry about that, boys.
No worries.
So I work in Big Dirt as a heavy equipment operator, and if anything knows about anything about construction is we get some pretty big egos, and you try to protect them pretty proper. And I'm working on this job, and I'm running a 6-wheel drive off-road haul truck, and I'm trying to turn out loads as quick as possible, dumping them as close as possible. And it's about 9 o'clock in the morning. We had a good start, a whole bunch of piles going. We're rocking, and the sun's coming up, and it's just cresting the trees. so I got shadows on some of the piles, and some of the piles are in the sun. And then I'm guiding the truck back with 2 different mirrors on 2 different sides, and one's a bubble mirror, and then you got the 2 different mirrors, so you got 2 different depth perceptions. And I'm backing up, and the whole truck's designed to, the bed of the truck will roll side to side and not affect the cab.
Yeah.
So as I'm backing up, it's starting to lurch on one side, and then I'm just getting it to the next pile to where it's gonna pick up and level off. Then I could dump right in between them, and I'm backing up. Everything's going great, and I'm looking out my left mirror, trying to judge, and I see it kind of rolling. Next thing you know, the whole cab bucks forward, and I look out the other mirror, and the whole bed dumped over, full load, dumped over, and I have to get out and tell the hoe operator, and he's already hanging his head like, Jesus, this is
How long Bezos, how long does it take him to fill the loader up?
It's about, say, 6 scoops. So
all right, so it's not like it's not going to be hard to put it back in.
It's just annoying.
Well, it's not putting it back in. I was already where I needed to dump it. It's just I dumped it out the side instead of the end.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
It completely rolled over and flopped over. So the tires weren't on the ground anymore. And the bed of the truck. The cab, it's designed to roll in the back of the bed, so the cab stays horizontal.
Right.
So, and then I get out, and obviously my hoe operator already saw, so he's coming over to dig. So he's got to dig all that material out, and then he has to flop it back over. And I just started running this, and I started just getting good, so my ego is getting big, and then it just deflated. I mean, I was like, oh, my God. So I'm standing there, and he's watching him dig it out, and then next thing you know, this is a huge job. Next thing you know, everybody starts coming out of the woodwork.
But to see your screw up?
Yeah, everybody and anybody. I mean, we're talking project managers. I mean, the owner of the project, everybody's coming out, and they're all sitting there like, hey, what happened? I was like, can't you see? You can see what happened. Well, and then, I'm thinking, okay, ain't too bad. This is really embarrassing. And then here comes the owner of the company. And then, so when you pull a dunce move like that, everybody turns their hard hat to the side.
Okay.
So every time I would drive by anybody, they would all flip their hard hat to the side and point and laugh.
How long did that last?
For a long. That's the thing, is it doesn't really go. You can do 100 things amazing, nobody will remember them. You do one screw up.
That's true.
That will haunt you for the rest of your life.
That's life.
That is absolutely true, man.
That's it, Bezos.
In any capacity.
When were you embarrassed for yourself or for someone else? 206-803-ROCK.
All right. Just want to get your opinion on this.
All right.
Who should I be embarrassed for? Myself or the dwarf? All right. So it wasn't a big thing and nothing was said, but it was the first time my son saw a dwarf. And you got to remember, kids, in their mind, adults are tall, kids are short, and that's it. Period. Right? So we're at the grocery store and we're in the produce section. So we had not been there long. And my son's maybe 4 years old, but he's holding my hand. And I see the dwarf, it's no big deal, and I always remember that he was looking at apples. Doesn't figure into the story. That's just what the guy was doing, just like anybody else, examining the apples. So I'm in a hurry, and trust me, I'm not trying to be in the produce section. That's just kind of where you enter. So I'm trying to get to the aisle we're going to, and my son, suddenly, he's just dead body weight. But I'm not looking at him at the moment. I'm like, what the F, man? Turn around. And he's just staring at this dwarf. Now, they're on opposite sides of the produce table. But I realize my son is like, I don't understand what I'm saying. But he's not saying anything. He's just staring, the way that little kids stare. So I get it. No big deal. But, I just want to yank him away. Before I can yank him away, this dwarf guy now looks up. And he had this sour look on his face because he realizes my kid's staring at him. I think he knows why my kid's staring at him. And again, I don't know why the apple bugs me so much, but there's a dwarf with an apple in his hand, mean mugging my kid, all right? But my kid will not move. He is
locked
into this thing because he just can't figure out what's going on. So you don't want to rip his arm out of the socket, but I'm giving him kind of a tougher tug. Like, come on. He moved. It's like when your dog doesn't want to go for a walk and they lock their front legs.
Yeah, they just
that
stop.
kind of thing, right? So there's only so much you can do before you hurt them. So I'm trying to like adjust my angle where I have his hand. Like, come on, man. He won't even acknowledge me. Like I say his name. He would not look at me. He's just staring at the dwarf. Well, now he and the dwarf want to stare down. All right. But the dwarf won't put the apple down, which for whatever reason just made it weirder. So he's staring at my son and he looks pissed. My son is just staring back at the dwarf. I got my kid's hand and I'm just trying to pull him away. He's not moving. All right. So I'm getting a little more violent with the tug. Like, come on, man. Because now the dwarf has made eye contact with me. And I don't, like, he's mad at me because my kid's staring at him. And I'm like, dude, I know you know why my kid's staring at you. I will explain this. But it's like another 15 seconds now. Angry dwarf. And he's still, this apple will not move. Like, the position he's holding it is the freaking position. He's not moving. He's just going to stare until this is resolved, however it's going to resolve itself. And I keep tugging my son, and to me it made it worse because he could tell my kid has done like the dog don't want to walk leg lock thing, right? So all of this to me is making it worse, and I can almost feel like the sweat on my forehead. Like, look, man, you're making this really, really awkward. But dwarf, he ain't letting the gaze go. Then his eyes go back from me, back to my kid. So then I'm feeling embarrassed, but in my mind, I'm like, I still got my kid in my hand. Angry dwarf with the apple is still standing there, and nobody's moving, right? It's like an Old West showdown in a Clint Eastwood movie or something. And I'm like, why am I embarrassed? Like, are you embarrassed? And I can't say this, but I would, like, dwarf dude, are you embarrassed? My kid's not embarrassed. So either it's me or you, but my kid's just like, what is that? And the guy had full facial hair. I mean, and I get it. It just blows my kid's mind. So this thing finally ends. I finally get my kid. Keep in mind, I had to pull my kid away before dwarf with the apple would make a move. He just stood there the whole time. So I finally pull my kid away. We get down an aisle, and my kid's when he finally looks at me like, what? So I explained the situation. My kid got it. He's like, oh, okay. Right. That's as long as it took to explain it to him. 5 seconds. He's like, oh, got it. All right. But the rest of the time I'm in the store, I'm like, man, and it's such a stupid thought. Like, I really don't want to bump into this dwarf again.
You will. Because when you're in the grocery store, man, you can just keep switching back and forth. You'll see the same people
I saw him one more time. I don't think he saw me, and I even kind of snatched my kid to change that angle we're walking. But I've always wondered, like, who was more embarrassed? Or was it me? Because I felt kind of embarrassed, but I wasn't doing anything. You know, I'm honestly trying to get my kid out.
I guess
but the dwarf,
you, but also, like, your kid doesn't know. I mean, it's tough. Like, look,
he doesn't know.
The dwarf, I'm sure, gets it way too much.
I'm sure he does.
Annoyed of it.
By his face says this is not the first time. But it looked like he's thinking, like, this will be the last. But I'm like, I don't know if you're embarrassed, dude. Don't be embarrassed. It's a little kid. But now I'm embarrassed, and I'm not doing anything.
When were you embarrassed for yourself or for someone else? 206-803-ROCK.
I think it would have been different if your kid was like pointing.
He did not point.
And yelling at him. But like if he's just staring at him or just being like, what is that? Like that sometimes like.
You think that's better?
No, I think that's worse.
Okay,
so I'm saying at least he was just staring and you tugged him away. But I've seen little kids say like.
Tug his ass away. I think that's what embarrassed me is not that my kid stared. It's that as I'm trying to pull him away. He won't take his eyes off of this mystery man across from him with the apple. Oh, boy. Hello, Felix. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
So kind of similar to one of the guys earlier who was sharing, but when I was 18, for New Year's Eve on like December 31st, right, I went to go get some street tacos like I usually do. Love it. One of my favorite foods. But this one time, I don't know if it was like they were short-staffed because it was New Year's Eve or whatever, but it just didn't sit right. And I was supposed to be staying the night at my girlfriend's house, and eventually I just started getting food poisoning. Middle of the night, I wake up, I'm pooping myself in my sleep, and it gets on her carpet. It's just like, it's horrible. It was over like a book that was on the ground too. I mean, I was like so embarrassed. I couldn't even like stand. I fell asleep in the bathroom on the floor, just in a t-shirt. Like it was so embarrassing. It was one of the worst moments of my life.
Now, what was her response? Was she just like, "Oh, don't worry about it, it's fine," or was she like, "You're nasty AF"?
No, she was pretty cool about it. Her mom actually ended up cleaning it, which was actually kind of more embarrassing. But it was a whole ordeal, and it definitely permanently scarred me for life.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the mom cleaning it actually does make it worse, man. It's like, please don't bring your mom into this. Okay. Now you're my
Good times.
It's okay, Felix. Everyone poops on my daughter's carpet and in her bed.
Yeah,
And on
as
a
an
book on the
adult,
floor.
You don't want somebody else's parent helping you.
No.
I mean, just in your 20s, right?
Absolutely not.
Like, I remember there's that story I tell, like, me and Bernie, right? Like, so in the wintertime, I'd help him with his landscape and, like, plowing stuff.
Sure.
So it had snowed, so we had been out plowing and salting all day. And then it kind of was one of those weird days where it was warming up as the evening went on.
Uh-huh.
So we went to this construction zone. We're driving around. There's these giant puddles. We're like, four-wheeling around in his Jeep. And we just said, let's not go in that one. And I remember I said, you never know how deep a mud holler can be. Because I'd seen some show. So we go back. We pick up Bernie's sister and her friend, right? So now we got, we're good to go. We go to the same place, four-wheeling around. We get to the same mud puddle. Oh, no, that's what it was. We didn't pick up his sister. We picked up my cousin Tommy.
All right.
My cousin Tom is in the back seat, and I'll never forget. He goes, how deep can it be, Bernie? It was deep. The Jeep got stuck, right? Like up to the running boards in mud.
Damn.
So then luckily his brother showed up with a truck. That got stuck. We had to basically steal a heavy piece of equipment and chains to get this stuff out of there.
Wow.
But same thing. We try to wash the Jeep. We get home, and as we're coming up the stairs, Bernie's mother undressed us both.
Oh,
Just, you two are idiots. It was so, and I don't know how to explain it, but having his mom yell at us was more embarrassing than if it was just my mom.
Oh, agreed. Yeah, absolutely.
It was just horrible.
Our question, when were you embarrassed for yourself or for someone else? 206-803-ROCK. The cold water approximately 100 meters offshore after a piloting mishap. A huge thank you to the boaters on a nearby vessel who heard his cries for help as he screamed. Help. They jumped into action, rowing over to the patient and pulling him onto a sailboat just as the rescue crew arrived on the scene. Man was in the water for about 15 minutes, adding that he had dislocated his shoulder during the incident. Search crews, that would suck, treading water.
Yeah,
with one
dude.
arm. I mean, that's got to blow. Search crews transferred the man to paramedics shortly after 5 a.m. Police and the Canadian Coast Guard also responded to the call and met the man at the marina. A reminder to our boating community, accidents can happen in a split second, especially in the dark and in the early morning. Man, that would suck. The water's still cold.
It's cold. One shoulder's dislocated. And you got to tread for 15 freaking minutes.
Our question, how does water figure into the story? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Joshua. Welcome to the men's room.
Hey, good afternoon, fellas.
Hola.
All right, so this one will be a bit shorter. So I work at a doggy daycare, boarding, grooming facility. And last year, we had there's this little pocket where a bird can make a nest. And last year, a bird made a nest. That bird got killed by one of our dogs. We had to let go of that dog anyways. But this year, another bird made a nest there, and it had 2 or 3 babies. And I had pointed it out, like, oh, we got a bird back. I hope another one of the dogs doesn't attack them. No, one of the little babies drowned in this little water solution that we have outside.
Oh, like where the dogs drink?
No, not where the dogs drink. We had this little bucket for where we put the pooper scooper in because it's disgusting.
God, man,
That's a horrible way to go.
That's terrible.
What is the crappiest breed of dog to deal with?
I
mean, what is the one you don't like?
We've only had this dog or these two 3 times, but Akitas.
They're pretty mean.
Yeah, aren't they high maintenance, kind of crazy?
They are very mean. They do not like other dogs.
They're the ones with a curled up tail, right?
Well, there are some breeds that have that curled up tail, but yeah, there are one of them.
Well, I mean, look, I would think if you own an Akita, because it's not like you got it for free, right? You drop some cash on this, you think you'd be somewhat aware of their behavioral pattern. Why would people want to take their Akita to doggy daycare knowing that one of the traits of Akitas that they don't like other dogs?
Well, the two, they only came in for boarding.
All
Like I said, they've only been 3 times, but it was annoying to kind of like have the schedule of bringing dogs out to fit with them being able to bring them out.
Okay.
How many times have you been bitten doing your job?
Oh, I haven't been bitten yet. Well, knock on wood, but
Yeah, I like that. I'm waiting for it, man.
Put that out there. See what happens next. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We don't, yeah.
It's crazy those dogs are so mean because they're just so cute.
They are, but it's like you've seen a really cute chick at the bar, and by the end of the night, you're like, she's mean. Like, just mean.
Yeah,
Right?
and there's fighters that are good looking.
That's true, right, exactly. Then you go, yeah, dude, but they're mean. You're right. It is a good-looking dog. It looks like a dog you'd think you'd want. It's just not a dog I would want. I'll stick with mutts. You don't know what you're going to get. They're weird. It's fine.
My dad had a Hopi craft sailboat, and it was kind that just has like a canvas top on it with a couple pontoons.
Yeah.
You could ride on one. You could pick one pontoon up out of the water and kind of lean back and put your weight into it.
Sure.
Do that whole deal. And my dad had a dog, so when he would go to work, I'd take the dog out on this boat. And this dog knew a porpoise that
you told me about
he
this, yeah.
he was friends with, right? And so, I this has not been explained to me yet. I was not in the know, all right? So I'm sailing out to this island.
99.9 KISW. The shenanigans continue. This is the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Game is Big Dummy 206-803 Rock. Steve, who is our next contestant, ready to play the big game?
Hello, Justin. Welcome to the men's room.
Dummy!
Hello.
Hola.
Justin, are you sober or not sober?
What's up?
I'm your spirit animal.
Wow.
That's my 10-year-old. He
Good
really
news.
likes Ted.
We got that.
I didn't know a kid could be a spirit
I
animal.
didn't know that either.
Yeah, there you go.
Justin, are you sober or not sober?
I called in the other day about the golf stuff. I am medically not sober.
Okay.
Aha.
Medically not sober. All right, you're going to be bit by one. Are you taking the venomous spider, the bat, the wolf, or the snake?
Am I dying from this?
We don't know.
Yeah.
It's got to be the wolf.
Taking the wolf.
There you go.
Like the movie The Gray, I'm going to take a couple of them out with me.
Brother, I'm telling you right now, I saw that movie. I enjoyed that movie. But my thought at the end of that movie is, I don't ever want to deal with wolves in my life.
My idea is that I'll befriend the wolf, and then eventually I'll get too close, and he just gives me a little nip.
Have you seen the movie The Gray?
I have not.
I'm telling you, man. Like, it's a decent movie. It's not groundbreaking, but by the end of it, you're like, yeah, wolves, bro. Just don't F with them. That's what I took out of there. All right. Here is your question. What actor played Forrest Gump's son in the movie Forrest Gump?
Ooh.
Forrest Gump's son.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't know. I know Tom Hanks.
Yeah, Tom Hanks was Forrest. Who played Jenny? Was that Robin Wright?
I don't know.
I don't know. I haven't watched that movie in years.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
That would be Haley Joel Osment.
Walker told me I have AIDS.
Yeah, that kid. Let's play Forrest Gump's son.
That kid.
That kid? Yeah, that's the same kid. His mom died of AIDS, and Walker told him he has AIDS. Man.
He also sees dead people.
He does see dead people who have AIDS. All right, your question. Who voiced the character of Mowgli in the 2003 movie Jungle Book 2?
Oh, my goodness. Adam Sandler?
No, I'm
I was going to say, ask the kid.
that would be Haley Joel Osment.
Walker told me I have AIDS.
Yeah, complete setup.
Wow.
All right, your question. Multiple choice. Which country was the first to use camouflage on its military uniforms?
Haley Joel.
The United States, Canada, Germany, or France?
I'm going to go with Canada.
France?
France.
Oh, my son would have been correct.
Yeah.
Really, that's the one he'd have gotten.
I'm saying, listen to the kid.
Yeah, all right. Listen to Ted's spirit animal. Well, is he your spirit person?
Hey, he wants to be a spirit animal. He's a spirit animal.
someday this kid's going to do peyote, right?
Ooh.
And TP. Next thing you know, Ted comes walking in like, turns out you were right. Who knew? Surprised me too, man. All right. On what day can you get married on the top of the Empire State Building? It's 1 day a year they allow it.
Oh, 1 day a year.
1 day a year.
New Year's Eve.
No, it's got to be. Is it VD Day?
Valentine's Day.
Oh,
VD Day.
or VE Victory in Europe Day?
Well, you almost had about
Why
VD
would they
Day.
do that on the Empire State Building?
Maybe they should rename Valentine's Day VD.
VD Day, yeah.
I was thinking of the Eiffel Tower.
Okay, all right. I'm just like, what are you? All right, man.
I'm still on that peyote trip with my spirit animal.
Old fat Jeff.
Jeff's there too.
All right, your question. What is the name of the last video game console that Sega released in the U.S.?
Sega Genesis.
The Dreamcast.
Oh, my goodness.
Question 6.
All right, question number 6. What company manufactured the Pentium processor?
Intel.
Got it.
Boom.
Remember those ads?
Baby, or something like that.
Intel inside.
Yeah, Intel inside. Which, it's funny when they do that because you're like, oh, it must be a good thing. I have no idea. No idea at all.
I mean,
Like,
that-
does that make it better?
YouTuber says camouflage is a French word.
Oh, camouflage.
You know, when you say it out loud,
Yes, that makes
kind of
sense.
right there, yeah.
Game is Big Dummy, 206-803 Rock.
Hello, Chrissy. Welcome to the men's room.
Blackjack and hookers, bitches.
Hola. Chrissy, sober or not sober?
Not sober. Trying to process the amount of money I just spent on my kid's birthday party for this weekend.
How much is it?
You don't want to know.
Is it over,
Where's it at?
Is it over $300?
We're over the $1,000 mark right now.
The mighty 99.9 KISW and KISW HD1 Seattle. Always live on the free Odyssey app. Text the guys at 206-803-ROCK from the Pinky's Plumbing Studio. You're in the men's room.
Coming up on this Also Positive Friday, we will drink and toast in the weekend with a shot of the day. That it's Bad Choice Friday.
You know it's Bad Choice Friday. It's Bad Choice Friday. You know it's Bad Choice Friday. Hey, man, this is your fault.
And today we celebrate the 420 holiday on a Bad Choice Friday with Willie Nelson.
On the road again.
Bangers. I mean, they're not bangers. They're good songs.
Like Yanni?
Yeah. Yanni, Willie.
Well, after that windstorm stopped Bob Dylan, to Willie's credit, he tried to back out right before cutoff at the gorge, and he pumped this one out.
Oh, he did. He got one in.
He did.
All right.
He got like 5 or 6 songs. He got a few songs in, but he got this one in.
Willie Nelson on the road again, taking on Snoop Dogg on a Bad Choice Friday. So next at Men's Room Live, one of those two tunes coming up right after we drink and toast with the shot of the day. Harder question, when were you embarrassed for yourself or for someone else? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Bob. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bichola.
Hola.
Boy, that was perfect timing. That break just gave me time to finish prepping my dinner. So sweet.
Awesome. We did that for you, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm doing tempura prawns and tempura cod. So
That sounds great.
yeah, and Miles, I am doing French fries.
Oh, okay. Well, I haven't cheated on that this year a couple times.
Okay, anyhow, this story is kind of gross, but I felt so bad for this poor woman. Years ago, I retired from grocery, and I was sitting out in my car having lunch and people watching, people going in and out of the store and stuff. And I saw this woman, middle-aged woman, get out of her car, and she had white pants on, and she turned around to close the door, and I thought, oh, my God, what does she have a maple leaf stuck to her butt for? And I took a closer look, and it was not a maple leaf. And I felt so bad for her walking into the store like that.
Yeah,
I mean, do you say anything? Like, look, if I walk by a stranger and there flies down, I'm like, hey, bro, barn door's open. So, hey, good looking out. Strangers talking to you, there's something in their teeth. Like, hey, dude, I don't know, you got something in your teeth? They're like, thank you, good looking out. If someone has pooped themselves and they're unaware, I don't know that I'd go up and say anything.
That's a tough one.
Would you want to know? Like, if my fly's open and someone tells me my fly's open, I'm like, cool, hey, thank you, man. Something with my teeth. Thank you. If I pooped myself and didn't know, do you want to know?
What happened
if you're in public?
No. It happened a couple times, what he's talking about, just growing up. Because, look, it's going to start at some point in time. And, man, in the 80s, white pants, white Levi jeans were kind of a big deal.
Oh, yeah.
And the girl sitting in front of me, she was going through it. I just tapped her on the shoulder and I said, hey, are you okay? She's like, why? And I'm like, well, you're bleeding. And, I didn't really... I don't know. I didn't know
quite at the age.
I thought she was maybe bleeding on her back. Like, I didn't really know. I was maybe 13 years old, 12 years old.
Yeah, you don't know.
So I wasn't really. We had sex ed class, and they might say, well, women will start menstruating at this point in time, or something like that. But that's way over my head.
They don't say it's a bloody affair.
I don't know what that means. You know what I mean? So, like, I just, like, Andrea, are you okay? And she's like, oh, no. And then she took off running in the bathroom, and she was gone for the rest of the day. But
I think
that's actually how I learned about,
But would you say something
thing.
now?
But that's
right?
different,
Now that you
I think. Like Thrill's asking, it's another adult.
You know damn well what it is.
They pooped their pants.
And maybe they're walking around the bar or somewhere public. Clearly, they don't know. But
okay, I'll tell you what.
Like, do you...
No, I didn't. I've gone through this before. I was playing in a golf tournament with my uncle in Florida. Yeah. Keep in mind, a lot of the people in Florida are retired. They're older. Sure. But they're still out there swinging a golf club. So I'm in the tournament. The guy in front of me, the group in front of me that are teeing off, guy gets out of the cart, and his whole backside of his pants is basically not a maple leaf, but maybe a candy bar. And I did not say anything. I shook his hand, because my uncle introduced me to him because he knew him. They're all in the same club, so they all know each other. And I asked my uncle, I was like, man, did you see that he completely soiled himself? And he's like, yes, I did. And I said, okay, just making sure you saw that and it wasn't just me. But neither one of us said anything. I didn't go like, why didn't you tell him? I was just like, I know why I'm not saying anything. I just met the guy. But still.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
You'd think his playing partner would.
You would think his playing partner would.
But when we got back to the end, he was still there with the same pants on, so nobody told him.
I mean, I guess that's the other issue, though. Even if you told him, like, what's he going to do at that point?
It's not much they can do, but would you want to know?
Well, they do have lockers there. I mean, I don't know facility-wise. If you go clean it up.
Well, let's just say it's you, right? I mean, sometimes
I have no idea this has happened.
Right? Or I mean, what's the term? Mud butt or something?
Yeah.
Right. And it's kind of like you feel like you're
You might
sure?
think you have mud butt, but you're not convinced that you have stained the back of your pants.
Correct. So, like, I don't know. That's a tough one. Like, I want somebody being like, hey, man, you crapped your pants. Like, oh, no.
Maybe the approach would be this. Excuse me, sir, let me ask you something. He says, yeah. If you had pooped your pants and other people notice, would you want to know? If they say, yeah, I absolutely would. Like, funny. You pooped yourself.
I was just
maybe
asking.
That's, hey, man, it's just a random question. If you say the answer is no, like, okay, curious. If you say yes.
I mean, it might depend, honestly, on circumstances, right? Like, if I'm near my house, all right, I'll run home. If I'm by my buddy's house, like, we'd share some clothes. Like, cool. I know I could fit into some of his sweats or his shorts, but, like.
So you're saying it depends.
Ironically.
You're getting on the plane. Yeah. You're at the airport.
Yeah.
Do you want someone to say, hey, man, just so you know, you might not want to get up and use the restroom on this flight because everyone's going to see that you pooped yourself. Would you want to know? I would. I'm not going to be happy, but I would rather one person on the flight tell me before 350 people see my muddy ass.
That's why you don't want to leave the house if you have diarrhea.
No.
When were you embarrassed for yourself or someone else? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Steve. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bichola.
Hola.
So I'm on this church field trip for the youth group to Lake Tapps, and we're standing on the dock, but we're all in our street clothes. And there was this girl that I kind of had a crush on, of course, that I wanted to pretend push into the lake. Only I did the push catch part wrong, and I ended up just pushing her into the lake. And of course, she wasn't too amused, and none of the other kids that were in the group were that amused either, because they threw me in too. So I got second baptism in my street clothes. So yeah, it was pretty embarrassing and stuff. And I ended up not going to that church anymore, but that worked out because, during football season, I'd rather be watching the Seahawks than going to church.
Did
But,
you
yeah,
stop
very
going to that church because of that incident?
Yeah, I have to say that was the main type of thing because, I was the jerk who pushed a girl into the lake in her street clothes, And
that is bad luck.
Yeah. How you live and you learn, man.
Yeah, no matter the intent, that's a bad look.
Yeah. I was at there's an amphitheater in Baltimore that's down on the Inner Harbor. This is the same place where Ted at one point in time ate David Crosby's salmon during a CSN show or whatever it was.
Also, the greatest recovery of my life because you left and I took your front row seats. And I did not see a step. And to this day, I don't know how I almost fell over. I mean, it felt like my face almost hit the concrete.
All right.
And I managed to pull up and not fall. And this one guy just sticks his hand out and I high-fived it.
Walked back. Nice. Yeah. So I'm up there. This is a different show. I believe it was the Doobie Brothers or the Guess Who, somebody like that. One of those bands. But we're up there with another girl that I worked with who in the morning and another dude. And so I get up on the mic. And as soon as and it's the summertime, it's this outdoor summer concert place. And as soon as I get on the mic, my female co-host comes up and she takes my pants, which were, just shorts. At the time, I wasn't really big on wearing underwear because it gets swampy and hot in Baltimore. Yeah. So I was not. And she pants me, man. And I'm sitting there with my hand on the microphone, and I look down. And it's a sold out show. There's, what does that hold? 3,500 people, maybe somewhere in there.
42, yeah.
I was gonna say, I think it's closer to 5,000 people.
Okay, 5,000 people, yeah. Not only that, but I'm on a screen behind me.
Oh, even better.
I mean, all three of us are up there, so it's a wide shot. So it's not just like me from the chest up. It's all of us up there. And I mean, I'm just standing there, and there's other screens, and they have screens on the outside too. So I'm looking, I'm like, I could have been over and pulled my pants up. And I just pulled my pants up, and kept on going. Like,
I mean, what else can you do, man?
But my face was beat red.
Thank God this was before the prolific camera phone.
Yeah.
Oh, we'd still be watching it now.
Definitely was.
Yeah, like that happened nowadays.
Well, thank God it was a hot day. That had that going for
me.
So
you look a little better, right?
I look better than I normally would. Like, than being, in a cold environment. That kind of helped, but it still was just like, I'm sitting there.
I'd be pissed.
I mean, my pants are around my ankles, like, and I had the microphone in my hands. I'm trying to figure out how to pull them both.
And so you hear it with the mic.
Yeah.
As you're pulling up your pants.
You got to remember, when she pants me, man, it's still buttoned. They're still zipped up.
Right.
So, like, to try to put them back on, I got to, unbutton, unzip, you know what I mean? Just to get them around my hips, my ass. So it took a little time to even just get readjusted.
Did the crowd cheer?
Cheering and laughter, yes.
Yeah, okay.
They loved it. I mean,
I would have been hot.
But I didn't stay for the show. I was like, I'm leaving.
Oh, did you?
Oh, I left.
I don't blame you.
I was like, I'm getting out of here. I'm not hanging around to find out what the comments are.
Right.
When were you embarrassed for yourself or someone else? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Jim.
You know her.
I do, right?
Yeah.
Jim, welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
How you guys doing today?
We're doing good, Jim. It's Positive Friday.
All right. I like to hear that. Anyway, my story. Me and my cousins. I'm the youngest. There was four of us, and we decided to go streaking.
All right.
So we were across the street from this hotel. The idea is to run across the street, run through to the back of the motel. Excuse me, not hotel. Jump in the swimming pool, swim across the pool, get out, run back to the back fence line, jump a fence, go through the neighbor's garden, another fence, and then into my aunt's backyard. So we all get undressed, and we start running. Of course, I'm the youngest out of all four of us, and they're ahead of me. They jump in the pool, they get through, and I trip and fall, and just really messed my shin up real bad. And I'm bleeding. There's this lady sitting back there. She wasn't too happy about it. But anyway, her husband he couldn't stop laughing. He goes, get the kid a towel. And she's gone getting me a towel. The guy goes, man, he was a veteran I take. But anyway, he goes, man, with friends like that, you sure don't need any enemies. I wouldn't want them in the foxhole with me. Anyway, they left me there, and I was so banged up I couldn't walk. Hardly.
So how long did it take you to get back to the aunt's house now that you're banged up and got a towel wrapped around it?
Probably about 15 minutes after that. They insisted on taking me, and I said, no, I'll make it. So I went ahead and jumped the two fences, or jumped the fence, went through the garden, jumped the other fence, ended up with the ants. Well, they all laughed at me, and yeah, it was pretty embarrassing.
Good times. Good times.
Yeah, good times. Yeah.
Do anything naked, it's more embarrassing.
At least 5,000 people didn't see you. When were you embarrassed for yourself or someone else? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, David. Welcome to the men's room.
Gentlemen.
Hola.
All right, I can't believe I'm telling this story, but I'm telling it. So I was laying on the floor with my daughter, watching a movie, having some popcorn, and I coughed. And when I coughed, I really hurt my back bad. I mean, I couldn't get up off the floor, nothing. And so I get there, my wife gets me up. I'm like, this really sucks. Next thing you know, it's like a week later, and I still can't stand up straight. And so I'm like, there's something really wrong. So I go in and see my doctor. Oh, let's take an x-ray. Oh, we just think it's the muscle. You know, don't worry about it. It'll loosen up. Here's some muscle relaxers, you know. And, of course, they gave me some Oxycontin. Nothing is even affecting my back pain. I still can't stand up straight. And about week 3, my feet start going numb, and I can't feel my feet. And I'm like, this is an issue. And so week 4 rolls around, and I start losing all my feeling below my waist. And I'm like, that's it. I'm a big, tough guy, but this is ridiculous. So I go in, I see my doctor again, and I said, here's what's going on. I'm losing the feeling below my waist. And they go, okay, we'll get you an MRI. So next day I go in for an MRI. I do the MRI at like 11. And I get out of the MRI, the doctor comes down and says, okay, who do you need to call? And I'm like, call for what? Well, you're going into surgery right now because you have a herniated disc and it's crushing your spinal cord. And I'm like, yeah, that's not good. And I've been telling you that something's wrong. So, cool. So I call my wife and we go to Tacoma General. And I don't know what was going on that day, but they had us in a room with really small gurneys with, you know, just curtains around them.
Yeah.
But you couldn't fit 2 people in there, right? So, and you could hear everybody talking. And there's got to be 25, 30 people in there. And I'm in pain. I'm not a good patient when I'm in pain. And so I'm laying there, and this male nurse comes in and goes, hey, how you doing? I said, not good. Well, you're here for some surgery, right? And I'm like, yeah. And he goes, okay, well, listen, I'm going to do some tests. You know, we're going to check your feet and check your legs and see how far up the numbness goes. I said, okay. And so they check my feet, and they're like, I can't feel that. I can see you doing it, but I can't feel it. Check my calf. Yeah, I can feel that a little bit more. So he goes, okay, I'm going to need you to lay on your side. And he puts his hand on my hip. And I'm laying on my side, and he goes, I need to check your rectum. And I'm like,
wow,
why are you talking so loud? You know, I can reach out and touch the person next to me in the bed. And he didn't say why I was going into surgery or anything. It was just, I need to check your rectum. And I'm like, dude, okay. And by this time, I'm getting very upset because I don't care what they do. Just make the pain stop, right?
Sure.
My wife at the time I look up at her like, oh, my God. And she is hysterically crying, laughing, okay, because she knows everybody can hear what's going on. And I'm sitting there just going, this is not good. And she goes, it's okay, honey, it's okay. Why? She's crying. So the guy goes, okay, you might feel a little pressure. And he goes up like 2 or 3 levels in his voice when he says that. And I'm like, dude, shut up. Just do it. Just get it done. I don't care. And sure enough, he has his hand on my hip, and then, you know, he checks my rectum and pulls out his fingers, and he goes, yeah, you're a little loose.
Oh, God.
I'm like, dude, really? And by this time, my wife is almost on the floor. She couldn't talk. She couldn't breathe, nothing. And, you know, I'm just sitting there going, okay. And he smacks me on the hip. All right, we'll get you up there in just a sec, get that surgery done. And I'm like, I was so mad, and I was just, get me out of this place. And they wheel me out on the gurney, and I go around the corner, and the guy next to me had his curtain open, and he was just shaking his head. And I'm like, what does this look like to everybody else in this room? Can I please stop right here and tell him I hurt my back?
You're David with the loose rectum.
Yeah. This is all from sneezing.
Yeah, it was awful. So,
Jesus.
Yeah, that's it's almost worse when it's not even accurate.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I'm there because I have a loose rectum, like, okay, I didn't want you to know that, but that's the truth. But it's like when that's not the case, I'm supposed to tell people there's nothing wrong with my butt. There's nothing wrong with my backside.
That's a weird one.
Yeah.
When were you embarrassed for yourself or someone else? 206-803-ROCK.
I got a loose one back here.
Yeah.
And sweat it.
Hello, Nikki. Welcome to the men's room.
Hi.
Hola.
Okay, so this was a few years ago when my kid was, I don't know, about 11 or 12. And we went to the beach, a public beach, and there's a long dock. And her and her little friends run up or down to the end of the dock, and there's this kid behind me. And he's probably, I don't know, maybe 6'1", 6'2", big kid, good looking, mixed kid. And he's clucking like a chicken behind me. And each time I kind of turn around and I'm like, what is this dude doing? And, you know, so he keeps doing it. And I turn around, finally, I'm so irritated. And I go to push him in the water, and he's fighting it. And he ends up going down on the dock, and the dock had like that tar paper on it.
Yeah.
And so he skinned his knee, and he started to cry. And then he starts to lick the blood. And my kid runs up, and she's like, Mom, he's a special needs kid from my school.
Oh.
Pushed over a special needs kid.
Damn.
Yes. And I'm like, this is some bull. No, he's not. But he's in full tears and looking around. I'm like, well, where's his caregiver? And then his little sister is in the water, and so she gets out, and I don't know. It was crazy. Everybody at the beach was looking at me like I was a monster.
The mean woman that you are, pushing over the special
Had you seen him, Nikki, had you seen him swimming before this happened?
No.
And it still seems bold just to push somebody in the water to begin with.
No.
He was clucking behind me.
No,
I hear you, but not everybody on a dock knows how to swim.
He was in shorts, and that's it.
Did you think he was like calling you a chicken, kind of like, oh, you're not getting in the water?
Yeah, I don't. It was just so bizarre because I had run into a friend from high school, so we were kind of catching up and talking, and I'm like, this kid, what is he doing?
F this kid, Mom.
Yeah.
What were you telling me, Ted? You did the Walker told me I have AIDS. Where were you? You said like you thought everyone understood the context of it, but
yeah, and I said it, and nobody had a reference point to Walker or whatever.
Stranger.
Yeah, and it was the same thing. Like we've been using it, right? Like just kind of,
just a funny thing.
Yeah,
to say.
just like Walker says I have AIDS, and we're like, what are you talking about? It's like, like, damn it. Should I tell that one real quick? I'll tell you before the show.
I think this is great.
All right. So yesterday, obviously, I confused a couple black actors. Not happy about it. So I said it through. I go, it's kind of like inadvertent racism, which I swear I wasn't trying to do it. So me and my two buddies are fishing on this dock, right? And it's one of those docks. You can't have a motorized boat, but it's crowded. So there's all these Russian guys, and then there's us. We got there early. So I'm on the corner of the dock, right? Yeah. I got a nice spot. This was a couple years ago. It's like 80 degrees. It's hot out. And look, I'm drinking beers. So I'm not really looking at the guy next to me. And sometimes I will joke around with people I don't know and go, this guy knows. And people are like, what are you talking about? Like, it's a funny joke. So my buddy catches a fish. And I go, hey, man, we should just cut that up right now and get some sashimi. Everybody loves sashimi. This guy does. And as I look back at my friends, they're kind of like, ooh, no. There's only one Asian guy on this dock, and I had just nonchalantly been like, "This guy loves sashimi. He gets it." And the guy, when I looked up, he's kind of nodding.
Yeah, I do actually.
My buddy's like, "Dude, like that was," I was like, it was really embarrassing.
Super racist without even trying to.
Yeah, like I assume he loves it.
This guy knows.
This guy loves it, man.
Ask him.
He's probably got a crew chief on him.
Coming up, the return of Ted versus the FCC at 4:35, and we've got your emails on the way next from the men's room at KISW.com.
From coast to coast and around the world. If it's not important, you'll hear it here, exclusively on Inaction News. Here now are Stone Ledbetter and Felix Foxworthy.
Good evening. Making headlines tonight, ant farms across the country are sliding into bankruptcy or facing foreclosure. The culprit appears to be tariffs or possibly termites. We'll dig into that story later. Meanwhile, Felix appears to be running late again. Ah, there he is. Felix.
Not Felix. Helix. Totally different guy. Felix couldn't make it tonight. He's in a secure location.
Helix?
Helix Hawksworthy.
Right. And Felix is at a secure location.
Yeah, government stuff, witness protection. Said he couldn't appear on camera, so I'm filling in for him.
And yet you look exactly like him.
Coincidence. Happens all the time. They say everybody's got a doppelganger, man.
Sure. Same face, same everything.
Strong genetics.
Right. Strong genetics. I guess that would make you a double helix?
That ain't funny, man. It's a family name.
Okay, then. We're joined tonight by Helix, who's filling in for Felix, who, according to Helix, is currently in witness protection.
Correct. Top secret, highly classified, triple sneaky.
Triple sneaky? And this is all because Felix witnessed what exactly?
Can't go into details, but let's just say it involves the government of a small South American country who shall remain unnamed. Very dangerous. There were crumbs.
Crumbs?
Yeah, big cookie, huge operation. You heard of insider trading? This was insider baking. Recipe leaks, sugar laundering, missing kitchen utensils, the works. Heavily leavened, very heavily leavened, if you know what I'm saying.
I don't think I do. And Felix is testifying against them.
Heroically, yes, but it's all hush-hush. Kind of thing that could crumble an empire.
So he's hiding out?
Exactly, completely underground, like literally not on top of the ground, under it. Totally off the grid. Not even moles can find him.
And yet you seem to have his exact voice, mannerisms, and employee ID badge, Helix.
Pure coincidence. Happens all the time. I'm just a concerned citizen who looks like him and has access to all of his passwords, agreed to sleep in his bed and eat his Count Chocula.
That's oddly specific.
That's how you know I'm legit. The real fake deal.
Have you taken any security precautions to protect Felix's identity?
Absolutely. I changed his Facebook relationship status to It's Complicated, changed his name on the show author, and started signing his checks Felix with an H. I even practiced a new signature. Totally different squiggle.
So Felix is safe then? Completely off the radar?
As a ghost, Playboy, you can hold a seance, still not contact him.
We're receiving some emails from viewers.
We are? What are they saying?
Well, Grace from Poughkeepsie says, our whole neighborhood is praying for Felix's safe return. We held a cookie vigil.
A cookie vigil? Of course they did. Isn't that just a bake sale?
A bake sale with candles. Carlos from Bakersfield writes, we saw a man who looked just like Felix walking into a Dunkin' Donuts. If that was him, tell him the coast is clear and to try the glazed donut with the sprinkles.
Amazing. Truly amazing.
And someone named Brenda adds, Felix brings a real calming energy to the show. It's nice having him around.
Thank you, Playgirl.
Unbelievable. Well, we here at Inaction News would like to wish Felix a safe return wherever he is hiding. Until that day comes, you'll be seeing a lot more of Helix.
Who the hell is Helix? Oh, that's right. Yeah. Same show, new guy.
Sure. Nothing suspicious about that at all. We'll be back next hour.
Oh, hi. Congratulations for being you. You have one job. Go and subscribe to the YouTube channel and social media pages at Inaction News. I did it slowly for you.
we return to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Coming up, we'll drink and toast the weekend with a shot of the day. That is Bad Choice Friday time.
You know it's Bad Choice Friday. It's Bad Choice Friday. You know it's Bad Choice Friday. Hey, man, this is your fault.
Come on. We celebrate the holiday known as 420 on a Bad Choice Friday with the one and only Willie Nelson. On the road. Think about this. On the road.
Which one?
I can't wait to get on the road again.
Depends which wife. He's got married a couple of times, as far as I know. I think every time he cues this up at home, they know.
Willie's calmed down over the years, but Willie was a wild dude, man.
Oh, God, yeah.
Willie Nelson on the road again, taking on Snoop Dogg on a Bad Choice Friday. Dog, Gin, and Juice, or Willie Nelson on the road again. Vote now if you follow us on X at Men's Room Live. One of those two tunes coming up right after we drink and toast with the shot of the day.
Got to give Willie some support if you're a Willie fan.
Okay. Oh, it's looking like that, is it?
Yeah.
All right.
People really like Snoop.
Apparently so. All right, do we have time for a few emails from the Men's Room at KISW.com?
You've got mail. You've got mail.
We will jump right into the birthdays brought to you by Men's Room Roasted Red Salsa from San Juan Salsa Company. Company.
Damn it.
San Juan Salsa.
San Juan Salsa.
Yeah.
Company.
Delicious.
It is. I love that
Roasted
stuff.
red peppers.
Dip responsibly.
There it is. Gentlemen, today's my wife Jackie's 38th birthday. She's an amazing mother of 5, awesome and loving wife, and kick-ass school bus driver here in Excelsior Springs, Missouri. Can she get some turtle wax, walker aids, and the dirty Germans telling her what they would do to her on a bus after all the kids get off? Thanks, guys. That from Stephen in Excelsior Springs, Missouri.
Walker told me I had AIDS.
Yeah, if we were on the bus and you're waiting for the kids to get off, once they get off, I would stay on but still get off.
So yeah, all these kids and it's getting off and on the bus. It sounds like something else would get on and off.
Yeah.
But you always want to give a birthday shout out to the naughty Nicole, who is turning, let's just say, north of her upper 30s, far north.
Oh.
She is the type that would consider 69 too Disney-ish. She's more of a 96er, which is another level of freaky. So could she get a Pat Sajak and the captain talking about hanging out with those freaky cereal monsters like Count Chocula and Frankenberry, and maybe why Fruit Brute went missing for so long? And what else? That is it. Thanks, guys. That from Brett.
She wants a D, and she's going to get one.
What else?
And a captain.
Ooh, well, ahoy there. Thank you for the music, Teddy boy.
You're welcome.
I can hear the sincerity in your voice. Well, as far as Fruit Brute goes, he's been hiding out in Bora Bora after a particular incident involving the authorities in Tasmania about a certain narcotics operation. That's all they can say. Listen, Frankenberry, there's a reason he's pink. He likes to let the ladies know what he's into. And as far as Count Chocula goes, even though he's a vampire, it's not blood he likes to suck. Crunch berries.
Liquor and Horse, gentlemen, it's my sexy husband Jeromy's birthday again. Jeremy.
Jerome.
Jeromy.
It does look like Jerome.
Hey, Jerome.
Yeah.
He's turning 39 today, and he so kindly told me before I turned 40, he's only got one good year left. He's the best friend and most amazing person I've ever met. I want to thank him for putting up with my craziness and for continuing to choose us every day, even though through the hard times and struggles life throws our way. So can he please have a Walker told me I have AIDS? And the dirty Germans talking about space travel beer and what I'm going to do to him tonight for his birthday. I say this every time I email in, but I want you guys to know how much brightness and laughter you bring into our lives. So thank you for being you, and keep on keeping on. Sincerely, guys, that from the lovely Rachel.
Walker told me I have AIDS.
Yeah, you want to talk about space travel. You know the Optimist astronauts. Yeah, I'm going to take the Optimus and visit Uranus.
Yeah. So if you're going to be out in space, you should do what the aliens do. Does anybody hear that? It's a probe.
Yeah.
Those aliens, man, so really into the back door.
And all of for science.
Why is that such a big thing with the aliens? Like, they probe my butt.
Look, man, here's my thought. I don't know what's up with the aliens, but if that's what's up with the aliens, that's going to be the only thing you hear about. Look, they could give you $10 million, say you're going to live forever, and they're like, yeah, but also they probe my butt.
Yeah.
And no matter what else you do, you probe my butt, that's what I'm bringing up first.
That's why E.T. had such long fingers with one with a light on the end.
Turn on your hot light.
All the Midroom crew, I'm turning the big 4-3. I need your help making it legendary or at least mildly inappropriate. Let's see here. Some turtle sex. The captain wishing me a questionable birthday evening, and Coach Ted giving me some general life advice about surviving your 40s with dignity. Thanks for keeping me entertained every day. You guys are the best. Thanks. That from Issa, your newest 43-year-old legend in training. And the captain. Here we go.
Ooh, well, ahoy there. If you want to guarantee an interesting evening for your birthday, I would start with the cocktail. A cocktail of pine sol with 1 teaspoon of toilet water, a cup of talcum powder, 2 breath mints, and 4 ounces of possum milk. Have you ever milked a possum, Ted?
I have not.
Sure. Either way, word to the wise. You say so. Wear thick gloves. Possums don't enjoy the milking process quite the way Miss Butterworth does, if you catch my meaning. Anyway, chug that before you leave home, and you'll have quite the evening. Possum milking. Crunch berries.
First of all, the captain is lying. I'm not out there milking possums or whatever.
I didn't say plural.
I just like them. All right, try to survive your 40s with dignity. First of all, you're over 40, so you probably care a little bit less, so it's a little bit easier. Second of all, this is very important, all right? You got to be at age-appropriate places. Now, you still like going out dancing, but you can't be the random chick dancing in the bar when nobody else is. Plus 40. Looks bad. Looks like you're hammered. Other than that, I would say, for those moments you really want to get crazy, don't be afraid of a little house party.
Yeah.
Hello, Michelle. Today's my 46th trip around the big bright orb in the sky. On Sunday, I'm heading to Vegas to celebrate. Can I get Coach Ted giving me good advice for what I should be doing in Vegas? And can I then get the dirty Germans telling me really what's going to happen? Love you guys. You get me through my afternoons of work. Happy 21st season. And show number 4,513. That from Ian from Ferndale.
All right, first of all, happy birthday, Ian. Have fun down there. Here's a little tip for you. When you go into some of the bigger casinos, they usually have little stores in there. You could walk around the casino floor with a beer you bought in there, and it's probably going to be $5 cheaper than buying the same beer out of the casino floor and at the bar out there. Second of all, stage door. It's a little rundown. It's the cheapest bucket of beers you will find in Vegas. And if you're not drinking, I highly recommend you go to the Sphere and see anything in there.
Yeah, what is really going to happen in Vegas, in spite of all the coach's advice, at least one day you will wake up and say 2 things. First, why does my butt hurt? Also, did I eat chili cheese Fritos last night?
Yeah, this is very Vegas unless you have questionable pictures with showgirls.
Yeah.
Wake up with a bag of White Castle, then you know.
Somebody showed me a picture of me standing next to a showgirl down in Fremont, and her legs like up on my shoulder.
Yeah.
And I have just a giant frozen drink. I'm like, oh, man.
No recollection?
No.
All right, guys, here you go.
Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday to you, to you, to you.
Ya's a Dirty Germans brought to you by Men's Room Original Sausage. Available through Uli's World Famous Sausage, mensroomlive.com, and other fine retailers. Schweinefleisch.
Think about a couple extra emails here. The return of the Red Party is the subject.
Nice.
All of Michela's Saturday was an absolute blast. I cannot think of a better way to spend my birthday than hanging out with you and the rest of the Rockaholics. Thank you for making it one for the memory books. That from the Ginger Midget, who was celebrating her birthday up there. The return of the Red Party.
We just lied and said, the red was for her red hair.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, a couple of you asked, where can we pick up the Return of the Red Beer? We found out today for a limited time, it's only going to be at the brewery up in Woodinville.
Yeah.
So if you want to pick it up there, it's available on draft, and it's also available in cans for you to take home.
But that's where it's at.
That's where it's at for the time being. So if you're in the Woodinville area, stop by Black Raven and pick up the Return of the Red.
It's a nice tap room.
It is, man. It really is.
And they got some arcades and games in there and stuff. So I mean, you're out with the fam. Pop in.
Ted's wedding anniversary, the subject.
Oh, yeah.
Boo bitches. June 22nd is the Ted's 19th wedding anniversary. I remember it like it was yesterday at the station down in Tacoma. At the Red Party, we were talking about it, and I thought it might be appropriate, since Ted and himself are starting their 20th year of wedded bliss.
Ooh, congratulations, man.
It might be time to renew their vows or add some new ones. Could do a Men's Room World Tour stop. Lots of love, that from Eric. Not a bad idea.
That's not at all.
Renew your vows, huh?
So it's been 20 years since you got married to yourself?
Yeah, what was that, 07?
So next year.
June. You've been married to yourself longer than I've been married to my wife.
Yeah,
it's pretty impressive.
Well, just throwing that out there, man. That's
a lot of people are impressed with my relationship.
Yeah, that's steady.
Yeah, right. We don't get as many fights as you guys, I bet.
But I bet you've been through good times and bad, and always talk to each other to resolve the problem.
We never go to bed angry. And we sleep together every night, even if it's on the couch. We're making this thing work. And trust me, Miles, you wouldn't know. It's a lot of work.
I would know. Done it twice.
Well, that was the other thing. When I was talking to Eric, he goes, "Could you marry yourself again?" And I go, "Oh, yeah, people get divorced." And then we were talking about it. We're like, or we could just, somebody was like, might have been Chase. It was like, just renew your vows. I was like, it's not a bad idea.
No, it really
I bet
isn't.
we could get a bigger mascot at this point.
Ooh, yeah. Who
did we try to get last time? Jack from Jack in the Box?
And we had somebody dressed up as a mascot.
Yeah. Who do you think we could get?
I mean, look.
I know you want Blitz. Or I
want Blitz.
I know. I know you do. I'm just saying. What is Squatch doing?
Wonder what that talent fee is for him.
For Blitz to show up for 30 minutes?
Yeah, it's probably a few thousand, right? Did you read what the mascots got in college?
No.
I did.
As far as their appearance fees go, they're upwards like the Buckeye, the Ohio State, whatever that guy's name is, Bucky maybe?
Brutus.
I think it was like $160,000 in revenue he generated for the university.
Damn.
Just for appearance fees for
But usually, right, and it's a few hundred, I know it's a few $100. Like if you want Blitz for like 3 hours, it's going to be thousands. But also the problem with Brutus is those Ohio State fans are psycho.
Right.
So everybody that gets married in that state pays for Brutus to show up.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
It's Brutus.
Okay. That's what you do. You can rent them to like show up to your kid's party. Look, I've looked into it, all right? I have. So,
I believe you.
No one is shocked.
You can rent them just to show up for like 30 minutes.
Why don't you see what Blitz is, and we'll come up with a cat. If we can arrange your renewal, and we'll make sure that Blitz shows up.
He'll do the whole thing.
Your 20th wedding anniversary gift.
Yeah.
He'll just nod.
And the parents
Me and
from
Blitz.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
You think it'd be weird if I rented Blitz for half an hour and it was just me and him on my couch?
Yes. Yes, I do think that'd be weird.
That'd be weird for him, too.
Yeah.
He'd be like, what is going on right now? I think I know this fetish, he would think.
I know.
Crisis of the bowels is the subject. Gentlemen, in fourth grade, I was at football practice at our very rural school in Alabama. I got hit, and the need hit me in the middle of a scrimmage. Before the end of the play, I had the biggest guy on the team land on me and passed a 3D fart in my gray practice pants. Knowing there was more to come, I ran to the coach and told him I needed the facilities. He told me to go out to the adjoining peanut field and water the crops. I said that was not an option. He racked his brain for a minute, remembered the girls' bathroom by a nearby baseball field was unlocked. I clenched hard and awkwardly jogged the 300 or so yards to the bathroom, trying not to add more mud stains to my already soiled drawers. Once there, I stripped from my waist down, did my business, cleaned up the best I could with cheap brown sandpaper like towels, and left my now multicolored tighty-whities in the girls' garbage can. Thankfully, the mud and grass stains covered up the small streak in my pants, and I did not have too much to explain. Stay beautiful, guys. That from Justin. What else we got?
I mean, football practice in Alabama already sounds kind of bad.
It really does.
But it's got to be so hot.
Subject, worst weather. Guys, worst weather I was in was back when I was going to tech school in Daytona Beach from summer of 2016 to 17. Don't recall the name of the Category 3 hurricane that was over that winter, but we decided to ride the storm out, blasting Whitesnake, drinking Rolling Rock, and Evan Williams from the local CVS. Middle of the storm, jumping into the apartment complex pool, random bar women we met, brought over, probably wasn't the smartest idea, but we did that. Favorite weather is whatever it is right now in Cancun. Just got back from swimming with the dolphins a month ago. Cheers, guys. That from Andy. Yeah, that's not a bad spot to be. And one more on the coolest places I've ever been. Gentlemen, a few days behind on the show, listening on the Odyssey app. In regards to the coolest places I've ever been, I can think of two. I'm a geology graduate student up at Western in Bellingham.
You rock!
And I'm studying to become a sedimentologist in hopes to unravel Earth's history through the study of sedimentary rocks. Anyway, 2016, working at Denali National Park in Alaska. And for my 28th birthday, I went on a glacier landing tour. We had to ride in one of those 6-person tiny planes. It was terrifying. I was white-knuckling my boyfriend's knee the whole flight while trying to take pictures of Denali out the window. Landed on a glacier and got to get out of the plane and walk around. That was super cool. The second coolest place I've been was in Wyoming. 2 summers ago, I was a summer field camp teacher assistant for Western. We were in Wyoming, and the professor took us to an outcrop of the PETM, Paleocene Eocene Thermal Maximum Boundary Coal.
Don't act like you don't know.
The PETM occurred about 56 million years ago due to a major release of carbon dioxide into the oceans and atmosphere from multiple different geologic phenomena. Pretty big deal to a geologist. Almost lost my mind to see a major climatic shift in the rocks. That was amazeballs.
That's pretty cool.
Love your Chicago girl, Catherine. All right, I think it's time that we go back in time. The last time that we played Ted versus the FCC. So if we could, let's go back in time.
Connie's Bunt Cake Shop is next to Bonnie's Fish Shack. Connie cooks Bonnie's fish in her bunt out back. People crave Connie's fishy bunt. You could smell her bunt from out front.
Wait, talk fast.
Connie's Bunt Cake Shop is next to Bonnie's Fish Shop. Connie cooks Bonnie's fish in her bunt out back. People crave Connie's fishy bunt. You could smell her bunt from out front.
1.
Connie's Bunt Cake Shop is next to Bonnie's Fish Shack. Connie cooks Bonnie's fish in her bunt out back. People crave Connie's fishy bunt. You could smell her bunt from out front.
2.
Connie's Bunt Cake Shop is next to Bonnie's Fish Shack. Connie's cooks Bonnie's fish in her bunt out back. People crave Connie's fishy bunt. You can smell her bunt from out front.
Oh.
Another win. 2 in a row.
Okay.
See?
That was 2 in a row. Let's do it again. Let's do it again.
And now, everyone's favorite daytime game show, where one person could lose $325,000 and their job, or win and walk away with nothing. It's time for Ted versus the FCC.
Oh, you a big Star Wars fan?
Oh, yeah.
This is a Ted versus the FCC Star Wars edition submission. And it comes our way from Nick. Appreciate that, Nick.
Edition submission.
Okay. This week's Ted versus the FCC, the Star Wars edition goes something like this. Han would zip and slip into his dip ship. The dip ship slip was hip but snipped. Han's dip ship had a brunt stunt front, and he fixed the brunt stunt front with a blunt bunt grunt. The way that we do Ted versus the FCC, you got to say that one time through, then 3 times fast.
All right. Keep an eye on this one, Mouse.
Okay.
Han would zip and slip into his dip ship. The dip ship's lip was hip but snipped. Han's dip ship had a brunt stunt front, and he fixed the brunt stunt front with a blunt bunt gunt.
3 times fast.
Han would zip and slip into his dip ship. The dip ship's lip was hip but snipped. Han's dip ship had a brunt stunt front, and he fixed the brunt stunt front with a blunt bunt gunt.
1.
Han would zip and slip in his dip ship. The dip ship's lip was hip but snipped. Han's dip ship had a brunt stunt front, and he fixed the brunt stunt front with a blunt bunt gunt.
2.
Han would zip and slip into his dip ship. The dip ship's lip was hip but snipped. Han's dip ship had a brunt stunt front, and he fixed the brunt stunt front with a blunt bunt gunt.
Oh my God, you got it. Oh my God. There you go, 3 in a row. On Ted versus the FCC. Wow. Pulled it off.
Yeah.
That was a tough one. What is a gunt?
We looked that up. It's
Another word. In Ted versus the FCC, you are listening to the Men's Room.
From coast to coast and around the world. If it's not important, you'll hear it here, exclusively on Inaction News. Here now are Stone Ledbetter and Felix Foxworthy.
Good evening. Making headlines tonight, ant farms across the country are sliding into bankruptcy or facing foreclosure. The culprit appears to be tariffs or possibly termites. We'll dig into that story later. Meanwhile, Felix appears to be running late again. Ah, there he is. Felix.
Not Felix, Helix. Totally different guy. Felix couldn't make it tonight. He's in a secure location.
Helix?
Helix Hawksworthy.
Right. And Felix is at a secure location.
Yeah, government stuff, witness protection. Said he couldn't appear on camera, so I'm filling in for him.
And yet you look exactly like him.
Coincidence. Happens all the time. They say everybody's got a doppelganger, man.
Sure. Same face, same everything.
Strong genetics.
Right. Strong genetics. I guess that would make you a double helix?
That ain't funny, man. It's a family name.
Okay, then. We're joined tonight by Helix, who's filling in for Felix, who, according to Helix, is currently in witness protection.
Correct. Top secret, highly classified, triple sneaky.
Triple sneaky? And this is all because Felix witnessed what exactly?
Can't go into details, but let's just say it involves the government of a small South American country who shall remain unnamed. Very dangerous. There were crumbs.
Crumbs?
Yeah, big cookie, huge operation. You heard of insider trading? This was insider baking. Recipe leaks, sugar laundering, missing kitchen utensils, the works. Heavily leavened, very heavily leavened, if you know what I'm saying.
I don't think I do. And Felix is testifying against them.
Heroically, yes, but it's all hush-hush. Kind of thing that could crumble an empire.
So he's hiding out.
Exactly, completely underground, like literally not on top of the ground, under it. Totally off the grid. Not even moles can find him.
And yet you seem to have his exact voice, mannerisms, and employee ID badge, Helix.
Pure coincidence. Happens all the time. I'm just a concerned citizen who looks like him and has access to all of his passwords, agreed to sleep in his bed, and eat his Count Chocula.
That's oddly specific.
That's how you know I'm legit. The real fake deal.
Have you taken any security precautions to protect Felix's identity?
Absolutely. I changed his Facebook relationship status to It's Complicated, changed his name on the show author, and started signing his checks Felix with an H. I even practiced the new signature. Totally different squiggle.
So Felix is safe then? Completely off the radar?
As a ghost, Playboy. You could hold a seance, still not contact him.
We're receiving some emails from viewers.
We are? What are they saying?
Well, Grace from Poughkeepsie says, our whole neighborhood is praying for Felix's safe return. We held a cookie vigil.
A cookie vigil? Of course they did. Isn't that just a bake sale?
A bake sale with candles. Carlos from Bakersfield writes, we saw a man who looked just like Felix walking into a Dunkin' Donuts. If that was him, tell him the coast is clear and to try the glazed donut with the sprinkles.
Amazing. Truly amazing.
And someone named Brenda adds, Helix brings a real calming energy to the show. It's nice having him around.
Thank you, Playgirl.
Unbelievable. Well, we here at Inaction News would like to wish Felix a safe return wherever he is hiding. Until that day comes, you'll be seeing a lot more of Helix.
Who the hell is Helix? Oh, that's right. Yeah. Same show, new guy.
Sure. Nothing suspicious about that at all. We'll be back next hour. Hello, everyone. This has been an Inaction News broadcast, a comedian dysfunction. Watch all Inaction News videos, new and old, on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/@inactionnews.
And make sure you like and subscribe, man. And be sure to follow us on all your favorite social media platforms at Inaction News.
KISW, the men's room returns with Miles and Thrill.
All right, coming up at 5:08, we'll drink and toast on the weekend with a shot of the day. And we do have your headlines on the way at 5:50. But first, quick check-in with Mike Hawk and some of the stories and headlines he is not working on. And since Mike's not here, I'll be working on those stories.
Are you working on them or are you just reading them? All right.
I already worked on them, and I'm going to read them.
Ooh.
A startup in England is, Ted, you'll love this, turning festival pee into fertilizer. Somehow they came up with a process that takes all the nutrients from urine collected at music festivals and big events and turned it into an odor-free fertilizer. And now a new forest of over 4,500 native trees in Wales is being grown with that fertilizer. They're saying this process could help reduce sewage waste and replace chemical fertilizers.
All right.
I would just think at a music festival, I would think a lot of that pee is pretty dirty.
I would think so too, but I guess the plants are like.
I mean, there's obviously people that go to festivals who don't indulge in alcohol or drugs, but I feel like the bulk of people are having a beverage or indulging in something.
I'm going to say the percentage of that, I'm going to say, has alcohol and drugs in it.
But if you could turn it into a fertilizer and it does well,
sure.
No. I think it's a great idea.
It's for trees. It's not for like produce.
You just the beginning of the article just said they got the good nutrients. I'm like,
what are those good nutrients?
Yeah,
in my pee.
You ever seen a porta potty at day 4 of a festival?
I think, man, that's a grove.
No. I have not. I've not done 4 days at a festival.
Yeah.
That's bad.
People are having problems.
That's why I waited at the Gorge that one year till like 3:30 in the morning to go to the bathroom. Because I heard the honey bucket truck go, and I could hear him sucking all the stuff out. And I looked out the RV, and that guy's cleaning the bathrooms. I'm like, oh. I walked in there barefoot.
Yeah.
I was like, this is crazy. Because he hosed the whole thing.
I know. Just saying, I'm still not feeling that.
I was on.
Look, I've done it too. One year at Meltdown, the honey bucket guy was like, Dad, what's up? Big fan. And I was like, are you doing an evening sweep? He's like, yeah. And I was like, can you tell me the time? And he told me the exact time. And he was like, be down there. They'll be clean for you.
That's right. Positive doo-doo news. Story number 2. We all know about donating bodily fluids like blood and bone marrow.
Sure.
Can help save the lives of others. It does not stop there. You can even donate a kidney, piece of your liver, other certain organs and tissues while you're still alive. But did you know there's another lesser-known bodily matter that you can donate? You can actually get paid to poop and earn a hefty sum of money for doing it.
Ooh.
The fecal donation program is soaring in demand and can see you pocket up to how much a month? A month.
$600.
$1,210 in a single month.
$1,200 for pooping?
Yes.
They make like $72,000 a year to do what you do anyway.
I've been wasting it.
I know.
Essentially, scientists will collect stool samples from healthy donors and process them into capsules, which can then be taken orally to save the lives of seriously ill patients.
We can't do it as a suppository.
It is called fecal microbiota transplantation. And you can think of it as someone importing their healthy gut microbes into someone else's to help them recover. You have to complete a full health questionnaire and have blood and stool samples taken for testing to ensure that you're actually fit for the job and don't have any infections that you could pass on to someone else. Now, while it does sound disgusting, believe it or not, it is actually saving lives. So taking what is basically a poop capsule is a small price to pay.
Yeah, it just seems weird. And like, Doc, there's no other way. It's a poop. It has to go in my mouth. Like, what does your life mean to you, son?
Yes.
Eat the poop.
Now we head to the world of clean. There was probably a time when almost everyone, they say, used a washcloth to bathe. Now your teenager just stands under the water for about a minute and they're done. A woman online, she put up a poll that's going viral where she says, my husband thinks it's crazy that I use a washcloth to clean my body. He thinks it's either should be a loofah or your hands. Which one do you use? More than 3,500 people weighed in. 50% said they wash themselves with their hands. Half the people say they wash with their hands.
That's what I do.
You wash with your hands, Ted?
I'm a wash rag guy now.
You're a washcloth guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
The tiny one.
I was when I was a kid, right? The smaller that you
I
get
was
for
a
the
hand
top,
soap guy forever, but that feeling kind of got on me. So I was like, all right, I'll get some washcloths.
Well, washcloths, I always use them in a hotel, obviously.
I use them in the hotel, but yeah, at home, I just do the hand wash. Just based on what soap does.
I use the loofah, which they say is not good, but 31% of people say they use a loofah.
I also feel like when I switch to liquid soap, you kind of have to have a washcloth.
That makes a little more sense.
Yeah.
But I mean, the thing about soap, it rinses off whatever's on your skin. It doesn't do it. So I mean, you can dig and you can. I'm like, right, but you're not accomplishing
well,
it.
Here's what they say: If you use a loofah, it's kind of abrasive. If you use a washcloth, it's not. Obviously, your hands are not going to be as abrasive as either of those. They said many people were shocked. They figured it'll be washcloth number one, then loofah, then hands. But that is not the case at all. So 31% use a loofah, 50% use wash themselves with the hands, 17%. Only 17% of people use a washcloth.
I believe that.
I got a whole stack of them. Like 10 washcloths.
I mean, it's just a matter of what things do. Like, if this is what soap does. Look, if you use a loofah or a washcloth, you don't necessarily have to put soap on it. It's a different scrub, but the soap itself only does one thing. So it's like with cold medicine. I remember being a child, and they said there's no cure for the common cold. We've all heard that. And then every cold medication will tell you how it makes you feel better, et cetera, et cetera. And when I was a child, I remember asking my doctor, just saying, hey, man, does cold medicine make sense? Because if the symptoms of a cold is your body fighting the infection or whatever's attacking your body, if I reduce the symptoms, I reduce the fight. And he goes, yeah, actually, you're just going to be sick long. You won't feel as bad, but you'll be sick longer. And so basically, for about 50 years of my life, I'm like, I don't do cold medicine, man. It doesn't make sense to do.
Let's head to my uncle's hometown of Santa Rosa Beach, Florida. A Louisiana man was arrested after deputies say he climbed on the counter of a Culver's, which we hear is fantastic, and exposed his butt and anus to a 16-year-old employee. Guy's name is...
Why do they add? And that means he pulled his cheeks apart.
That's exactly what that means.
If they add anus to butt,
what that means.
yes, God, man.
The guy's name is Governor Marr. He's 20. Governor. Seriously. He entered the fast food restaurant in Florida with a group of young men who appeared to be intoxicated. The manager told Santa Rosa County Sheriff's deputies that the men became unruly, started climbing on top of the booth they were seating in, and stood on the booth seats. They were told to sit down or stop, or they'd have to leave. Now, according to the arrest report, a short time later, two of the men, including Maurer, climbed on the restaurant's counter and began to scream and make animal noises. Maurer then allegedly pulled his shorts down, flashing his butt and anus about 3 feet away from the 16-year-old female who was working behind the counter, who was obviously upset with the situation.
And she's 16.
Deputies were able to corroborate the manager's account by viewing surveillance video. He was arrested and charged with indecent exposure, disorderly intoxication in a public place. He is out of jail on how much bond, Ted?
It's Florida, $1,200.
$1,000?
$2,000.
That's it.
You said he was 20?
He's 20.
I get it. I know the age, but it's like, bro, you're also a legal adult. She's a minor, and you exposed. Come on. I mean, they can make this real bad for you.
I hear you. I have a feeling they were just being drunk idiots. And
sure. I have no doubt about it.
A man was arrested for indecent exposure after admitting he drove around masturbating because he just gets horny sometimes. A woman was on her way to Mount Dora when a gold Dodge minivan pulled up next to her in the left lane on Tuesday. According to the arrest report from the Tavares Police Department, she then noticed the driver, 63-year-old Jose Rafael Morales Martinez, speeding up and slowing down to keep pace with her. Now, she looked over to see Morales Martinez actively masturbating with his penis in plain sight. So she grabbed her phone, was able to get a brief recording of him before he then made a U-turn to head back the other direction. She also got a picture of the license plate number, later posting the incident on Facebook. Then another female commented on the post and stated she'd had a same incident with the same guy in February. She had already met with law enforcement to report it the next day. She did not have the tag number or any of that stuff to go with it. Officers later determined the registered owner of the gold minivan was that dude's boss and an electric and auto shop. So basically, he was driving the company van.
See, this is bad.
Yeah. They met with a guy at his residence, during which he said that he was going to bring the Dodge minivan back to work within the next 10 minutes when they called him to try to interview him. He was subsequently taken into custody and asked about the incident. Martinez advised that he drove around masturbating in public because, he just gets horny sometimes. When asked how many times he had done this within the past few months, he responded, I don't know, 6 times, a dozen, maybe 2 dozen. Shh. He was booked at the Lake County Jail and released after posting.
All right, hang on. $2,400.
$3,500.
$2,500?
God, man. That'll teach him.
It seems like that guy's bond should be a lot higher than the idiot in the fast food.
You'll guess.
He admitted to doing it over and over.
Speaking of idiots, there are times when people keep receipts, but you don't have to want to do that when you get away with something you shouldn't have. On Monday, police in Louisiana caught a motorcyclist, and apparently they've been looking for him for a while. And even if these particular officers didn't recognize him, this sure helped. The man had a tally above the wheel of his motorcycle.
Yeah.
And the number of times he's appeared, he's apparently outrun the cops. It said pigs evaded.
I was going to say, he wrote down what the tally is.
It said pigs evaded, and there were 11 hash marks on the front of his bike.
Did you see a picture of the tank?
I did not.
It's just his gas tank, and guy literally in big letters says pigs evaded, and then he has all of his tallies.
Unclear what charges the man is facing, but the officer did say he had been wanted for multiple counts of flight from an officer. So it sounds like they may be able to charge him for some more of those tallies.
At least 11 times.
Looks like the bike was also impounded.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Okay. Now on to the animal world. They say wild pigs might not get talked about often, but believe it or not, they're one of the most destructive invasive mammals in North America.
For sure.
According to a report by Conservation Frontlines, there are around 5 to 6 million wild pigs across 38 states.
Damn.
They cause roughly $1.5 billion in damage and control cost each and every year. Now, their population comes from a mix of escaped domestic swine, Eurasian wild boar, and hybrids. Now, what makes the wild pigs especially difficult to control is how quickly they reproduce, how freely they move, and how easily they adapt to pressure. It's one thing to know that, another thing to actually run into them. And that's actually what happened to one man, whose encounter was shared in a TikTok post. In the video, which has garnered over 2.4 million views, the man is walking down a road late at night while filming what's happening behind him. So I'm walking down. I got like 20 pigs just following me, he says. The animals are just trailing behind me calmly, keeping their distance, but not backing off. I don't know what to do, he says, adding that every time I stop, they stop too. As he's walking, it's clear his tone starts to change. Okay, now I'm starting to get scared. I don't know. Should I run? According to a pig trapper, running is not the best move if the pigs are close to you. Apparently, they are extremely fast.
Oh, really?
And can easily catch up if they decide to chase. One of the most important things is to avoid falling. It increases the risk of serious injury, especially from the tusks, which can cause deep wounds. They say encounters don't usually last that long, but if one does escalate, you should get medical attention quickly because wild pigs carry bacteria that may lead to infection.
So did they just stop trailing the guy, or is that the last TikTok he ever said?
He just shut it down. We don't know what happened to that guy.
Isn't there some states where you can just hunt them all the time because they're invasive? Invasive?
I want to say somewhere in the South where they're getting overrun, but they're like, okay, shoot them.
Probably every state except for Arkansas.
I'd say Arkansas, can you do it? You're the Razorbacks, like you can't. Even if it's a problem, man, it's a bad look.
They're horrible in California.
I mean, I didn't even know they were in California.
They tear up all the farmland. They tear up anything. I mean, it's amazing.
I mean, they're pigs. These aren't domesticated, so they do what pigs do.
Back to California, a zebra named Zeus escaped from his owner's property in Northern California for the second time in just a few days. County Animal Services said Zeus is a legally owned zebra, and he escaped from his owner's Lincoln area farm on Monday. He was safely found running down a road just north of Lincoln later in that day. Can you imagine being driving on the road and there's a zebra running with you?
You just wouldn't believe it.
California Highway Patrol Auburn office confirmed the striped equine was returned home after being located. Zeus, by the way, previously escaped Friday amid stormy weather and was kept overnight by Animal Services before being returned home on Saturday. Officials said Zeus' repeat escapes might be due to the animal still adjusting to his recent arrival at his brand new home.
And it's a wild animal. Just throwing that out there.
Ted, you're talking about maybe renewing your vows.
Sure.
After 20 years. Would you like to be ghosted at the altar?
No.
That would be impressive if you did it, however.
For renewing vows?
Well, it depends on where you are.
All right.
Disneyland is giving die-hard fans a chance to tie the knot in front of its iconic Haunted Mansion attraction. But the spooky fairy tale wedding comes with a chilling price tag and an even scarier start time. The newly announced nuptial package will set couples back how much? Minimum.
Minimum.
10 G's.
Hang on. 7.
Higher.
Oh.
20.
Higher.
45.
$40,000.
Because Disney needs the money.
And requires them to say, I boo, outside of park hours.
Oh, my God.
Sorry. Ceremonies will be scheduled.
Did you write that, or is that in there?
Okay, what?
I boo. Is that you?
Yeah.
Okay. I feel better.
I boo. I boo.
I know.
I get it.
I boo.
Just checking.
What time do they want you to start your wedding?
Oh, probably like 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock at night.
Say midnight.
If it's after hours.
Morning. They're going to go morning on this.
I'll stick with 8 or 9 a.m.
Okay.
6 a.m.
Earlier.
4:15.
5:20. You're going to get married at 5:20 a.m.
Are you? I hope they're not inviting guests.
They are.
I don't know. I'd go.
Bridesmaids got to get ready. Groomsmen got to get ready. Long before Disneyland's open to the public, the unholy hour of 5:20 will be your time for $40,000 minimum.
God, man.
This means that the bride and groom will have to roll out of bed in the middle of the night to make it down the aisle in time. Now, the Gothic-themed affair will take place on the steps of the Haunted Mansion in Anaheim. You are limited to only 25 guests, if you can get that many to show up.
Yeah.
Making the exclusive affair feel more like an intimate seance rather than a traditional wedding.
I always wanted that for my wedding. I was like, babe, why can't we make it feel like a seance?
Mm-hmm. That breaks down to about $1,600 per guest.
Mm-hmm.
Just to sit in a folding collapsible chair near a fake graveyard. And don't expect a long celebration. The entire experience clocks in under an hour. With guests departing by 6:30 a.m., you are out.
If I'm spending that money, Mickey better be my best man.
Okay.
Yeah, no kidding.
The $40,000 starting price covers the basics: an efficient, light decor, minimal lighting, photography, and transportation from a Disney Resort hotel, which you must stay at and pay even more than that.
So it's not even included for the room that you're going to stay at.
That is correct, and all the guests. However, seasoned Disney pros warn that once you add a mandatory floral arrangement, maybe professional Disney entertainment, plus taxes, service charges, tips, etc., that bill is going to climb faster, they say, as a ghost in an elevator. They say upwards of $60,000.
Come on, man. I mean, people spend that on their weddings, but at least it's the wedding they want.
By the way, no food. This is just the wedding ceremony.
Why even offer that?
The Erie offering is part of Disney's fairy tale weddings. The lineup is especially set to officially launch in July of this year.
They should do it for cheaper. First of all, Disney has more money than God, right? And then also, most of the people I know that would want to do that and be willing to do that, they don't have $40,000 to spend to do that.
All right, coming up at 5:50, we'll drink until, 5:50 will be the headlines. Now it's drinking time, Ted.
Somebody out there deserves to be recognized. And the men's room knows just who it is. So to you, we say, bottoms up, sailor. You're the toast of our shot of the day.
Drink time it is. As usual, we head to the drink desk and Steve at Thrill Hill to find out who we're toasting.
Yes, indeed. And today we toast Mrs. Kelly Hopton Jones. She is a pediatric nurse by day and a mother of two. But at night, she's a so-called parenting influencer known by her online parenting blog, Hillside Farmhouse, which, according to that website, is to, quote, embrace intentional motherhood with a simple home, mindful parenting, and clean living. Nothing wrong with that message. Just want to point out, she accidentally ran over her own kid with her car. Yeah. No, the kid's recovering. The kid didn't die. I'm just saying, if you go to the website, it's this soft living and all the things that we do with her child and da-da-da. Yeah, she hit her own kid with a goddamn car.
She ran over the kid.
Yeah, ran over his ass.
Like head, chest, the entire thing.
Oh, yeah.
The kid was fine. All the x-rays showed.
But he...
No broken bones, no broken ribs.
Was the kid in the driveway?
He was 23 months old. He was in the driveway. I'm just saying, look, I'm a
mindful,
parent too. Huh? I don't have a parenting blog, but I would suggest not driving over your children with a car.
Yeah, it just seems crazy.
Yeah, just based on what it is she does for a living. Like, this is what we do. And it's one of these people where you feel like they whisper everything. Because we do things right. We're very mindful. Oh, God, I just hit our kid.
And it's not a dog. It's not like that kid sprinted out. You didn't see him.
Nope. She just drove over his ass. But he'll be okay. happy blogging. So we pour this booze and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy.
Yummy.
So over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies. Down the hola bichola.
All right, your winner on a Bad Choice Friday is coming up next.
From coast to coast and around the world. If it's not important, you'll hear it here, exclusively on Inaction News. Here now are Stone Ledbetter and Felix Foxworthy.
Good evening. Making headlines tonight, ant farms across the country are sliding into bankruptcy or facing foreclosure. The culprit appears to be tariffs or possibly termites. We'll dig into that story later. Meanwhile, Felix appears to be running late again. Ah, there he is. Felix.
Not Felix. Helix. Totally different guy. Felix couldn't make it tonight. He's in a secure location.
Helix?
Helix Hawksworthy.
Right. And Felix is at a secure location.
Yeah, government stuff, witness protection. Said he couldn't appear on camera, so I'm filling in for him.
And yet you look exactly like him.
Coincidence. Happens all the time. They say everybody's got a doppelganger, man.
Sure. Same face, same everything.
Strong genetics.
Right. Strong genetics. I guess that would make you a double helix?
That ain't funny, man. It's a family name.
Okay, then. We're joined tonight by Helix, who's filling in for Felix, who, according to Helix, is currently in witness protection.
Correct. Top secret, highly classified, triple sneaky.
Triple sneaky? And this is all because Felix witnessed what exactly?
Can't go into details, but let's just say it involves the government of a small South American country who shall remain unnamed. Very dangerous. There were crumbs.
Crumbs?
Yeah, big cookie, huge operation. You heard of insider trading? This was insider baking. Recipe leaks, sugar laundering, missing kitchen utensils, the works. Heavily leavened, very heavily leavened, if you know what I'm saying.
I don't think I do. And Felix is testifying against them.
Heroically, yes, but it's all hush-hush. Kind of thing that could crumble an empire.
So he's hiding out.
Exactly, completely underground, like literally not on top of the ground, under it. Totally off the grid. Not even moles can find him.
And yet you seem to have his exact voice, mannerisms, and employee ID badge, Helix.
Pure coincidence. Happens all the time. I'm just a concerned citizen who looks like him and has access to all of his passwords, agreed to sleep in his bed, and eat his Count Chocula.
That's oddly specific.
That's how you know I'm legit. The real fake deal.
Have you taken any security precautions to protect Felix's identity?
Absolutely. I changed his Facebook relationship status to It's Complicated, changed his name on the show author, and started signing his checks Felix with an H. I even practiced the new signature. Totally different squiggle.
So Felix is safe then? Completely off the radar?
As a ghost, Playboy, you can hold a seance, still not contact him.
We're receiving some emails from viewers.
We are? What are they saying?
Well, Grace from Poughkeepsie says, our whole neighborhood is praying for Felix's safe return. We held a cookie vigil.
A cookie vigil? Of course they did. Isn't that just a bake sale?
A bake sale with candles. Carlos from Bakersfield writes, we saw a man who looked just like Felix walking into a Dunkin' Donuts. If that was him, tell him the coast is clear and to try the glazed donut with the sprinkles.
Amazing. Truly amazing.
And someone named Brenda adds, Felix brings a real calming energy to the show. It's nice having him around.
Thank you, Playgirl.
Unbelievable. Well, we here at Inaction News would like to wish Felix a safe return wherever he is hiding. Until that day comes, you'll be seeing a lot more of Helix.
Who the hell is Helix? Oh, that's right. Yeah. Same show, new guy.
Sure. Nothing suspicious about that at all. We'll be back next hour. Hello, everyone. This has been an Inaction News broadcast, a commedia dysfunction. Watch all Inaction News videos, new and old, on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/@inactionnews.
And make sure you like and subscribe, man. And be sure to follow us on all your favorite social media platforms at Inaction News.
It's Bad Choice Friday. It's Bad Choice Friday. You know it's Bad Choice Friday. Hey, man, this is your fault.
Celebrating the 420 holiday on a Bad Choice Friday, Willie Nelson on the road again against Snoop Dogg and Gin and Juice. Ted, how was the voting?
Sorry, I forgot I had gum in my mouth. You know, it got a little closer there, and old Willie hopped on the road again, but people want to sip a little gin and juice, Miles.
Yes, they do.
Welcome to the weekend. You're listening to Men's Room 99.9 KISW Seattle.
listening to The Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Now for all TV news all the time. And it's time for TV Time with Ted.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box, The Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
Armageddon was a little quiet in there.
Yeah, I know. I turned, and it was a little late. So.
Armageddon!
Ooh, quiet and late. Never a good combo.
It was fine.
Fine.
I saw a good conversation the other day. Somebody was just talking like, when is it okay to just say okay in a text?
Well,
or like, it's
it depends.
fine.
It truly depends on what the statement was before. So me and the wife, if she's like, hey, I'm going to grab Ezell's. Earlier this week, I'm going to grab Ezell's for dinner. Okay. No problem. If we're having a real discussion where maybe it's tense or something about the kids, okay, not the right thing to say.
Thumbs up often works.
It does that.
Just give a thumbs up.
I've just gotten in trouble before. I dated a girl that used okay a lot. And she was like, it's not a big deal. People just say okay. And I was like, cool. I used it once and got yelled at.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's not okay.
Yeah.
To use okay.
Correct. All right. You know what? It's Friday. Let's start with some sad news.
Cool.
Hold on for a minute.
Hold on, wait. No, you can't just do sad news. There we go.
Dan Levy was thinking about doing a follow-up to Schitt's Creek before Catherine O'Hara passed away, but not anymore. He recently visited the set in Ontario, Canada, and he got choked up, Miles.
I bet he did.
It's tough being back. I didn't think I'd have quite an emotional reaction. Just a lot of memories with Catherine. It's what you have to hold on to is the memories of it all. Yeah.
He didn't think he'd be safe.
Look. He's what, 30, mid-30s?
Probably somewhere around there.
His dad and Catherine O'Hara have been working together most of their
decades,
lives.
Right?
So,
correct.
Like he knew her from the time that he was 5 years old to the time that he was 35.
Till she passed, yeah, without a doubt.
So it's more of like losing a family member, but you're also a friend. You're also a coworker.
Yeah, all those things.
And they were doing a lot of improv together, so they take cues off of each other, like all those things that they know. So yeah, I would understand that.
Right. I mean, she basically was a part of their family.
Absolutely.
And in her defense, everything you read after she passed away, from Macaulay Culkin to anybody else, everybody was like, dude, if you worked with her, she was great.
Mm-hmm. And she was very motherly.
Yeah.
So she'd take you under her wing and take care of you.
Which makes me feel like I don't think I gave her enough credit as an actress. Because some of those roles, man, she doesn't come off motherly.
No,
but that's the beauty of acting, right?
Yeah.
She's always, other than Home Alone, right? But otherwise, she's always a little out there, a little skittish, a little weird. She's a whore. She's demanding, whatever it is. And then, like, behind the scenes, everyone's like, dude, part of the reason she's so fun to work with is because the characters she plays are not her. And it makes it funnier. It's harder not to laugh when she says certain lines because we know, as a human being, that is not her. But she would just roll with the rolls, as it were.
Yeah, and I think sometimes, especially with sitcoms, you just forget that these people are acting so well, right? What's it, Jason Alexander, who was George on Seinfeld, right? I mean, he basically played kind of the idiot of their... George was George, right? It's Larry David, right?
Sure.
But, I mean, it was shocking when you find out, like, this guy is a dead serious thespian.
Dude,
This and that.
he's a theater actor,
Yeah, he
wasn't
can sing.
Yeah.
All those things.
Yeah.
Was it Ed O'Neill, man? Married with Children, Modern Family. He was like, look, I did Married with Children. It's like absolutely launched me into the acting world, but it was hard for me to get like a dramatic role after that. And I can't remember the movie. It's like Dutch, maybe something like that. But he did a dramatic role. He's like a military guy. And he goes to doing the screening. And he goes, I wasn't doing anything funny. All right. It was a serious part. And when I walked on screen, the crowd started laughing. And he goes, at that moment, I knew, like, it's done for me. Like, his agent, they're like, look, man, it's not that you can't act, but it's like, if you're doing a serious role and the scene is supposed to have gravity, and all you did was show up and people are laughing, like, we can't use you.
Yeah.
Kramer, Michael Richards.
Richards.
Before he dropped the N-bomb and got in all that trouble.
Yeah.
So same thing happened to him because every time he came in, he would blast through that door.
Right.
No matter what. If Kramer walked through a door, you'd be like, oh.
What's going on?
Something's wrong with Kramer. So he'd always make that dramatic entrance, blast through the door, do all that stuff. So when he was doing other things, as soon as he walked in, he didn't even say a word yet.
Right. People are laughing.
People just start laughing.
Even when he did drop the N-bomb on stage, remember
multiple times.
Jerry Seinfeld went on Letterman and had him on a screen via satellite, but every time he popped up, the audience kept giggling.
Right.
And Jerry Seinfeld had to be like, guys, this is not funny. Don't laugh. You know what I mean?
It's about dropping the N-bomb at a show is a big thing. Right. But when they show him, you're still like, yeah.
Right. And it's hard because he hadn't, unless you'd gone and see his comedy show, you hadn't seen him do other stuff yet.
Right.
Now, with that said, he plays a very good serial killer. What is that movie? It's like a little bad kid, and he wants to help him. Jeez,
I don't know.
Who was Clifford Big Red Dog?
John Ritter.
Right, John Ritter is like the kid's dad, and the kid keeps getting in trouble, and it's all about the bow tie killer or whatever.
All right.
But Michael Richards plays like a killer.
But like it's a serious role. But it is a comedy. Okay.
It's a comedy, but he's not the comedy in the film.
Okay, I got you.
The kid like helps break him out of jail. The kid's a bad kid.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. Yeah, but that's the only other role I feel like I know Michael Richards from.
Yeah, I don't know.
I didn't even know he did anything else, to be honest with you.
I want to say he got a pilot for some show. It just didn't last long, and I don't remember what it was.
Problem Child. I think that was the name of that movie.
But you know what? Like in the early 90s, or whatever that, it was, early 90s, I had a Kramer poster in my room. So I was still in my younger 20s. But the picture, the painting, the Kramer.
Oh, yeah.
I had one of those in my bedroom.
A lot of people did.
Yeah.
And look, if you don't like, I get people not liking Michael Richards, but if you still had a Kramer photo, like one of those paintings, like I wouldn't judge.
They made T-shirts, they made everything else.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So I got a list here of the best brother and sister duos in movies and TV. So we were talking about Schitt's Creek earlier.
Actual brothers and sisters.
No, just characters.
Just the characters.
Okay. All right.
Right? So Alexis and David Rose from that show, they make the list.
They were great.
Mm-hmm. They were.
Correct.
Great. And it's funny, just what we're talking about. Every scene in Schitt's Creek that she's in, her shoulders are always wiggling, right? And she's always super aloof. And in my mind, that's just who she was as a person, because it is impossible to me that you act that way and you're actually acting. Then I see an interview with her. She's dead serious. She might be the most serious person on that show, just as a human being. She wasn't depressing or anything, but I'm just watching this like, what? Because every time you see her, it's like, hey.
Yeah.
She's absolutely the exact opposite.
Also thought she was a smoke show.
Yeah.
That's why I watched her interview.
All right, you guys have any guesses? Some of these are right up your alley. Miles, I'm looking
TV and movies.
Right, and keep in mind, some of them are cartoons. So, Miles, I'm telling you, you know these brothers and sisters from a cartoon.
From a cartoon. Oh, God.
Brothers and sisters from a cartoon. What decade are we talking about?
2000s.
The Simpsons.
You know what? Bert and Lisa do make Bert. I think
you're thinking what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I'm like now I just see Bart with the Rainier in his hand. Bert and Lisa, Jesus, Bart and Lisa from The Simpsons make the list. Come on, Miles, let me see your butt.
A cartoon.
Let me see my butt.
Yes.
Let me see your butt.
Is this South Park?
Bob's Burgers.
Oh, Bob's Burgers.
Tina, Jean, and Louise.
Okay. All right.
The one sister is obsessed with like butts.
All right.
It's like kind of a common theme in there. We talked about this earlier today. It might have had something to do with Ted versus the FCC.
Luke and Leia.
Luke and Leia.
Really?
But didn't they kiss?
Yes, they French kissed. But that's fine. I'm from West Virginia.
You need to see Game of Thrones. You won't even worry about the Star Wars theme anymore. But I would say, like, yeah, they were brother and sister. You found out eventually, but it kind of didn't matter. Like, it didn't affect their. As an audience member, you didn't care. You go, oh man, didn't see that, and then you stop caring.
Yeah, like Angelina Jolie and her brother.
Who's her brother?
Her brother.
Who was that?
Did they kiss?
Yeah.
Somebody said something in an interview where you went, wow, that was
like a real, like,
whoa,
like kiss. Like, put it this way, Tom Brady got grief because he still kissed his children on the mouth.
Correct.
But it's a quick peck. Theirs was not a quick peck.
That's why very people awkward.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it always catches you off guard.
Yeah.
Like, even if it's like a friend you know, right? And they like give you a quick peck on the, it's like, all right, this is fine with friends. I just didn't know that was happening.
Yeah, let me know.
Yeah.
And then one time a man did it to me. I knew this man outside a sushi joint. It was crazy. I can't name the guy because people would know him. But I was just like, I still don't know how I feel about this.
James Earl Jones.
Oh, no, not that big.
I'd brag about that.
Wednesday and Pugly Adams from the Addams Family.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's never really my cup of tea. I mean, there was some humorous moments in the TV shows.
Sure.
Never, not really my franchise.
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you, the best brother and sister duo in movies and TV, like, even if you ask somebody, it's a bit of an odd list.
It is, because you don't think about that much.
Correct. Let's see. Claus and Violet from a series of unfortunate events.
I watched that with the kids, and it was actually super entertaining. And again, it was fine. It was fine. Just their personalities were so different, and what they contributed to the show, you didn't necessarily care that they were brother and sister.
All right.
As opposed to just two kids trying to solve a problem.
Billy and Max from Stranger Things.
All right, you know what? That one's fair.
All right. Now, here's two I definitely know very well. You have Ross and Monica Geller.
Sure.
From Friends.
Yeah.
Right, and that came up a few times. Now, this one, we got to go back to the 80s, a classic film. Put it to you. We all love it. We all know it. This brother and sister duo, everybody likes the brother, and the sister absolutely hates her brother because he gets away with a lot.
From the movie.
It's not the Vacation franchise.
No, but you're in the right area. She can't get away from it. Everybody loves her brother.
I don't know.
Ferris Bueller?
Yeah. Good call, Miles.
All right.
Good boy. Yeah, Ferris and Janine for Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Somebody here on, Mad Greek on YouTube. Good one. Wasn't my show, but Brandon and Brenda Walsh from Beverly Hills 90210.
That's a good call. I definitely remember that one. Yeah, Ferris Bueller, I just remember, right? Because it's like everybody, and she's just like, Jesus Christ, tells her. And then she keeps getting in trouble and this and that. I mean, I remember even when I was, I was underage. I was probably only a senior in high school, but there was a bar we would go to that like would take these terrible fake IDs we had, right? I think I was still Sal Tapio from Delaware. So my brother is bartending at the time, right? And like, look, I've always been me, right? Like I'm going to chat to people or whatever.
Yeah.
So he had just taught me it was $1 for a beer at this place on Saturday nights. And he just said, hey, every time you get a beer, just give them $2.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's so expensive. And he's like, just trust me. So anyhow, I'm 18. I don't know what we're doing. We lose a big game in basketball. I go to this bar, and the guy's like, how you doing? I was like, long day, man. I can't really get into it, but this team I'm working for and stuff. And I was like, oh, yeah, I'm coaching. And I remember he like gave me a blue Hawaiian or something. I don't know. Yada, yada, yada. My brother and sister and my brother's girlfriend show up to this bar. They're of age, right? And I guess they're kind of like looking for me. I think me and my friends had already left. And they just start describing me. They said the bartender's like, oh, yeah, Ted, man. He was in here. Looked like he was having a rough day. He might be upstairs. And she's just like, my brother is Ferris Bueller. How does everybody know it? Right? Even my brother was like, I almost wanted to be like, he's 18. Like, why are you talking like he's like a good customer?
Because he tips $2. No, he tips.
Well, right. And when you're dealing with a bar and look, they cater to underage kids. Like,
of course.
Thank God my brother taught me. Most of those people aren't going to be smart enough to tip $1 on a beer. So yeah, that helped.
Always tip. If I got nothing else I could pass on to my children, like, guys, if you go to a bar,
do you want to
just
heavy or
tip.
poor?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've always said this for years. If you can't afford to tip, you can't afford to go out.
Agree.
Right? And it's not. I'm not trying to be mean. That's just the way it is, right? You got to tip people. Let's see here. All right, this weekend, what do you got? NHL playoffs are starting.
Okay.
NBA playoffs are starting.
Yep.
You could watch that. F1's still on.
Some of those one-game men's were pretty good games, too, this week.
The play-in games.
Yeah.
You know what? Look, the NBA has some problems, right? You got all this load management and this and that.
Sure.
But to their credit, that play-in playoff system thing they're doing, you're right. I think I watched 2 games this week. And
you want to watch.
You want to watch, and also, like, Steph Curry is still Steph Curry. He's getting older. I don't think that team can win a title, but it's cool to see him hit a game-winning shot to put him into the playoffs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. If you're a soccer fan like me, obviously Sunday morning's a big one. You got Arsenal and Manchester City. Arsenal, we need to win this game, or at least get a draw. Miles, 2 weeks ago, they had a chance to win 4 trophies. It has dwindled to 2. And they have led the league before and then, as they would say, bottled it and S the bet. They should win the league, but this will be a big weekend.
Okay.
It's a big day. That's my goal this week. That's all I got to do this weekend is watch that damn game.
Thank you, Ted. We appreciate it. You're listening to the Men's Room.
From coast to coast and around the world. If it's not important, you'll hear it here, exclusively on Inaction News. Here now are Stone Ledbetter and Felix Foxworthy.
Good evening. Making headlines tonight, ant farms across the country are sliding into bankruptcy or facing foreclosure. The culprit appears to be tariffs or possibly termites. We'll dig into that story later. Meanwhile, Felix appears to be running late again. Ah, there he is. Felix.
Not Felix. Helix. Totally different guy. Felix couldn't make it tonight. He's in a secure location.
Helix?
Helix Hawksworthy.
Right. And Felix is at a secure location.
Yeah, government stuff, witness protection. Said he couldn't appear on camera, so I'm filling in for him.
And yet you look exactly like him.
Coincidence. Happens all the time. They say everybody's got a doppelganger, man.
Sure. Same face, same everything.
Strong genetics.
Right. Strong genetics. I guess that would make you a double helix?
That ain't funny, man. It's a family name.
Okay, then. We're joined tonight by Helix, who's filling in for Felix, who, according to Helix, is currently in witness protection.
Correct. Top secret, highly classified, triple sneaky.
Triple sneaky? And this is all because Felix witnessed what exactly?
Can't go into details, but let's just say it involves the government of a small South American country who shall remain unnamed. Very dangerous. There were crumbs.
Crumbs?
Yeah, big cookie, huge operation. You heard of insider trading? This was insider baking. Recipe leaks, sugar laundering, missing kitchen utensils, the works. Heavily leavened, very heavily leavened, if you know what I'm saying.
I don't think I do. And Felix is testifying against them.
Heroically, yes, but it's all hush-hush. Kind of thing that could crumble an empire.
So he's hiding out?
Exactly, completely underground, like literally not on top of the ground, under it. Totally off the grid. Not even moles can find him.
And yet you seem to have his exact voice, mannerisms, and employee ID badge, Helix.
Pure coincidence. Happens all the time. I'm just a concerned citizen who looks like him and has access to all of his passwords, agreed to sleep in his bed, and eat his Count Chocula.
That's oddly specific.
That's how you know I'm legit. The real fake deal.
Have you taken any security precautions to protect Felix's identity?
Absolutely. I changed his Facebook relationship status to It's Complicated, changed his name on the show author, and started signing his checks Felix with an H. I even practiced the new signature. Totally different squiggle.
So Felix is safe then? Completely off the radar?
As a ghost, Playboy. You can hold a seance, still not contact him.
We're receiving some emails from viewers.
We are? What are they saying?
Well, Grace from Poughkeepsie says, our whole neighborhood is praying for Felix's safe return. We held a cookie vigil.
A cookie vigil? Of course they did. Isn't that just a bake sale?
A bake sale with candles. Carlos from Bakersfield writes, We saw a man who looked just like Felix walking into a Dunkin' Donuts. If that was him, tell him the coast is clear and to try the glazed donut with the sprinkles.
Amazing. Truly amazing.
And someone named Brenda adds, Helix brings a real calming energy to the show. It's nice having him around.
Thank you, Playgirl.
Unbelievable. Well, we here at Inaction News would like to wish Felix a safe return wherever he is hiding. Until that day comes, you'll be seeing a lot more of Helix.
Who the hell is Helix? Oh, that's right. Yeah. Same show, new guy.
Sure. Nothing suspicious about that at all. We'll be back next hour.
From coast to coast and around the world. If it's not important, you'll hear it here, exclusively on Inaction News. Here now are Stone Ledbetter and Felix Foxworthy.
A new study suggests that people hold on to guilt for varying lengths. It could be a fleeting short-term feeling for minor mistakes, or it can become chronic, lasting months, years, or even a lifetime.
That only applies to people who feel guilty about stuff, man.
Well, we can't all be you, Felix, but assuming that the average person has a conscience, people can struggle with guilt. Especially with severe trauma, deep-seated beliefs, unresolved issues, turning into a persistent stressor that affects mental health.
Yeah, I don't feel much guilt.
I know you don't, Felix. I brought my lunch into work and you ate it for 3 weeks straight. Never even apologized.
I could not believe you kept bringing in your lunch, knowing I was going to eat it. You crazy, Stone.
I'm not crazy, Felix. I was simply hoping that you would have the decency to stop eating my lunch.
Yeah, man, that's the crazy part. But I admitted it. I confessed.
You did. You didn't stop eating my lunch. You didn't apologize, but hey, you confessed.
Well, that's got to count for something, Playboy.
I suppose it does.
Anything you want to confess? Something you did a long time ago that you need to get off your chest?
Me? Well, I've always tried to live by example. I don't have any real skeletons in the closet.
Right. Everybody got something they need to get off their chest.
Okay. I once farted in church. I'm embarrassed. I feel horrible about it.
Oh, man, everyone who's been to church has farted in church. If you feel that bad about it, go to actual confession.
That was where it happened.
Don't worry about it, man. I once had diarrhea in the baptism fountain.
Felix, that is disgusting!
You are not wrong, Stone.
I once pushed a man out of a 7-story window.
Damn, Bonnie! Why did you push a man out of a 7-story window?
Because that's what story we were on when I pushed him.
A little off topic, Bonnie, but point taken. I once used Miracle Whip in place of mayonnaise on my wife's cheese and mayonnaise sandwich. I never told her, and I do feel horrible about it.
Oh, man, I once threw up in a crock pot full of chili. I didn't even tell anybody, and I did not cancel my Super Bowl party.
I was at that party! I ate some of that chili!
Well, now you know. Knowledge is power, Stone.
Felix!
I once beat a prairie dog with a shovel.
Okay, I did not expect to hear that.
Not at all. Well, when I was 6 years old, I stole a Tootsie Roll from my sister's Halloween bag. Never told her, and I feel horrible about that.
Oh, man, when I was 6, I sold crack to a woodchuck.
A woodchuck?
Yes, Stone, a woodchuck. A groundhog, a whistle pig.
I know! Who sells crack to a woodchuck?
6-year-old me. But relax, Playboy, it wasn't real crack. It was just baby powder and glue.
I once set a homeless shelter on fire, but I was 7.
Okay, Bonnie. Okay, just wow. I once saw a celebrity at an airport. I won't say who, but I took a picture of them without their permission. They did not notice, but it was an invasion of their privacy, and I feel horrible about that.
Oh, man, I was at an airport and saw Benedict Cumberbatch using the restroom. I told him that his name made me laugh because it sounds stupid.
Why would you say that?
Because his name makes me laugh, and it sounds stupid.
And what did Mr. Cumberbatch say?
Nothing, man.
He didn't say a word to you after you insulted his name?
No. He punched me in the throat, pepper sprayed me, then called security, but he didn't say anything to me directly.
That is ridiculous.
Yeah, well, I didn't take his picture.
I once stole a corpse so I could use the HOV lanes.
Damn, Bonnie!
I got to work on time, though, because I got to use the HOV lanes.
What did you do with the body, Bonnie?
It's still in my car. That was this morning.
You stole a corpse this morning?
No, I stole it last night after work. Because I knew I had errands to run this morning. And with the corpse, I knew I wouldn't be late. And it worked!
I am very uncomfortable right now.
Bonnie, For the love of Pete, your confessions are very graphic.
Well, yeah, they're confessions.
No, I know that. They just seem... What's the word?
Crazy AF.
Yes, Felix, you summed it up very nicely.
Well, what's another confession you have?
I once made a purchase with a $10 bill. The cashier gave me change for a 20. I noticed, but I kept the change. I never told her, and I feel horrible about that.
Oh, man, one time I stole $400 worth of groceries with a stolen credit card.
Wait, was it my credit card?
It was, and thank you, Playboy.
I once beat a squirrel with an iron skillet.
There's a lot to digest here, folks. I think we should just go to break. Hello, everyone. This has been an Inaction News broadcast, a comedian dysfunction. Watch all Inaction News videos, new and old, on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/@inactionnews.
And make sure you like and subscribe, man. And be sure to follow us on all your favorite social media platforms at Inaction News.
With Miles and Thrill. Now, let's see what's happening in the real world.
All right, here we go. The Chinese government tells citizens if you're traveling to the United States, do not fly into SeaTac. Meanwhile, because of skyrocketing fuel prices, Spirit Airlines may never come back. Pennsylvania estate sale comes complete with the previous dead owner inside. A widow sues a hospital after he wore a chain near an MRI machine and died. And an auto company is now making a car with a built-in toilet. It is time for your headlines.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's Mike Hawk.
Not Mike Hawk, but Thrill. And we have great news for local drivers who also happen to hate themselves. The Washington State Department of Transportation, WSDOT, they're warning of long backups during the closure of northbound I-405 between Renton and Bellevue this weekend. I know you're thinking, how the hell can you tell? Well, apparently the closure begins 11:30 tonight, runs until 4 a.m. on Monday.
How convenient.
Well, crews will excavate drainage crossings, complete full pavement replacements, and perform a traffic switch. Now, the work, it's part of the I-405 Renton to Bellevue Widening and Express Toll Lanes project. And once complete, the project will extend a two-lane express toll system between Renton and Linwood. And we say, well, cool. What that means is drivers should prepare for longer backups on I-405 in both directions approaching Bellevue and for heavier traffic throughout the I-405 corridor. There's also maybe slower traffic in Seattle, where two northbound lanes of I-5 remain closed across the Ship Canal Bridge. I don't even know how you notice. I'm just letting you know that more crap is coming your way. And since the entire Seattle metropolitan area is enduring a constant traffic nightmare, the city thought, you know what? Why don't we capitalize on the gridlock fiasco that we, in fact, have created? So the Work Zone Speed Camera Program, they issued 65,000 tickets in its first year last year, and only repeat offenders incurred any financial responsibility. But the city's not making money off of that. So starting July 1st, first-time offenders, you will be charged $125. Second and subsequent violations will continue to be about $248, and the infractions, they're considered non-moving violations, so they won't affect your driving record. But the cameras have shown measurable safety improvements. That's according to the state transportation officials, but the program comes as work zone crashes remain a concern statewide. There were more than 1,500 crashes in construction zones last year, and speeding was one of the leading causes. On a side note, when everything is under construction at the same time, construction zone crashes are much more likely because everything is under construction. So understand how these stats are. Yes, there were 1,500 of these things last year, but compared to any other major city, like the entire city, metropolitan area, is under construction.
Every day when I drive through Fremont to get home, there's a different reroute. Whenever I drive to go into Ballard,
same thing.
There's a different reroute. I mean, it's every single day. Every day is a different reroute.
If I make a right out of my driveway, it's been rerouted. All right, and it is what it is. But when we don't get notice, you go with what your memory is. So I'm on the wrong side of the cones. Are the lanes been reduced to here? Nevertheless, to be fair, for road workers, this is personal. One guy says, I was personally struck in a work zone twice. Man, we get it. This is not on you. What we're saying is when you put the entire city under construction at one time, yes, construction accidents are going to escalate. That's a stat that would be true no matter where you are on this planet. Just one of those things.
I had to drive through one this morning. I'm with you.
But it changes
I was
every
almost
day.
like thrown off. I was like, am I in the right lane? Am I wrong? Like, and it's like I feel like they just keep moving the codes.
And don't worry, half the time, most of the work they're doing, they're just making bus lanes. So it's going to be even less lanes.
Bus lanes, bike lanes, traffic circles. By the way, just real quick, if you're planning to travel by air, right? Summer's coming up. Maybe the kids are getting out of school. If you want to travel by air, but you also hope to be attacked by a rabid bat or attacked by a scantily clad woman of larger carriage, I do have terrible news. The end of Southwest Airlines could be near. Spirit Airlines could be near. Thank you. Multiple news outlets report that the low-cost airline could be forced to liquidate its assets due to the skyrocketing fuel prices. So the fuel price hikes could really be the final straw for the carrier. That's according to the Wall Street Journal and other news outlets. They say Spirit Airlines could liquidate as soon as this week. Now, they operate more than 500 daily flights to more than 60 destinations, but the budget airline, they've been facing financial headwinds for several years, and they've been trying to recover from its second bankruptcy in less than a year. Now it's facing the added challenge of spiking fuel costs, and, well, quite frankly, that's about to take them under. Just keep that in mind. Let's see, where do we want to go here? Here we go. Police in California, they say that a man tried to turn boxes of Lego pieces into a pasta-based refund scheme. All right, so Irvine police, they announced the arrest of a 28-year-old man on suspicion of grand theft, alleging that he bought Lego sets at Target, removed some of the figures, swapped in bags of dried pasta, then returned the boxes to the store for refunds. They reported 70 such incidences at stores across the country tied to him alone. Because when you shake the box, it sounds like Lego.
Weather's supposed to be great this weekend, man. Enjoy. We'll see you next time for 420. Lovely Jolene's coming up in seconds.
Yes, indeed. It's all true, but in the meantime, well, we be all about this bitch. So until Monday, please do what you do best. And for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.
The Men's Room has been taped before a live studio audience. Wardrobe and makeup provided by Mantastic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network. Oh, man! A Double Flush production.